my design. It was I who allowed your rebel friends to subscribe to your channel.
Is that a new subscriber? Welcome! Hey everyone and welcome. I'm your friend Art of Mana and let's dive into this 800th stream. What? 800 streams, my friends. Can you believe it? I sure can't. What a wild ride this has been. It is so good to have you here. Thank you for being here. And thank you for being along for the ride. What? What? No
800
way.
episodes. May we have many more.
Yes, indeed. Oh, goodness. What? No way. What?
800 bits for 800
Woo-hoo.
streams.
There we go. Hey, thank you. So many people are here. Gar, though, has to be awarded in some fashion or another, at least by recognition, for being first. And Gar, thank you so much. GarPG, Metroid, oh, fantastic streamers. Jam Doggy, let's start this 800th stream off the right way, Jam Doggy says, and then guess what? Dropping the gifted subs. Thank you so much for that. Jam Doggy, 5 gifted subs to our community. Thank you for that. And those subs did go out to Titus Shot, Andu. Oh, Andu's gonna love that. Andu, and then Kevin Bean. I'm having a hard time reading my monitor. Ethan, I think. And Cement Mix Eater. Oh, that's great. Oh, how cool is that? And then Chrono. Oh, Chrono resubscribing for 38 months in a row. My goodness. And Jam Doggy with the 800 bits. Oh, thank you so much. We've got Nexo Phoenix Gaming. Hey, Mana, how's life? Well, it is pretty decent, I must say. Amabe boys, so good to see you. Here's to the next 800th, indeed. Thank you. Nexo's going to be lurking, no problem. Go ahead, enjoy that party planning for your birthday. Super, super cool that you can lurk. So thank you for that. Chrono, of course, in the wormhole. I don't know where Chrono is yet. Oh, there we go. Kind of tough for me. Maybe I shouldn't get a flute and COVID booster at the same time. Oh, no. I'm so sorry. That's no fun. Friends, be healthy. That'll be the third thing. I always say do good, be well. I'll say and stay healthy. Come on. Goodness sakes. What are y'all doing? What were you thinking, Chrono? Shame. Goodness. But you know what? You're in the right spot to hang out, relax, take your mind off of all of that nonsense. We've got a tier list behind me. Yes, that's a tier list that you see. Do you want to see that up close and personal? You want to see it a little bit bigger? That's going to be some of the fun this stream. I think let me just show you this. Ready? There we go. Tier Maker. This is a custom tier maker list that I created with, as you can see, all the franchises that Nintendo has made throughout the years. I know I've missed many, I'm sure. And part of the fun will be you pointing out, hey, man, you derp, there's something you missed. So feel free to get ready to tell me when I have inevitably made a mistake. Gar says, you call yourself an Art of Mana fan? I'm loaded on channel points, bro. I highlight every message because I'm just that jacked. Try talking in chat again when you're a real fan, Gar. What? That's funny. What a goofball you are. Tier list, what are we crying over? We are not crying over anything today. There we go. When's Mana gonna make a tier list of his Twitch subs? Ooh. Danger. But as you can see here, we've got the tier list right here. What? Moxio.
Happy 800.
Moxio, my friend, thank you so much for that. 800 stream hype. And that's not all, because we're going to do something a little extra. Missed you, Mana. It's been a few minutes. A lot has happened. Okay, we definitely got to catch up. But look, we're not just celebrating 800.
Thanks.
What, 100 bits?
That's generous.
What? Hype train, what? Say what?
Did someone say hype train?
Somebody said it. Because there it is. That's a hype train. We are in a level 1 hype train right now. What? Right off the bat. Can you believe it? Hype. Right over my face. Right over my face. Right over my face. Right over my face. There we go. That's how we do the hype train around here. That is right. Oh my gosh. Thank you. The stickers. I love those stickers. Twitchy Berry, greetings, Manaverse. Twitchy Berry, greetings to you as well. How are you doing this fine day? Oh my gosh. Pat Shots here. How's it going? Ayo. I'm gonna do this. I don't know this. I've never played this game. But watch your plastic duck. Let's see. It's supposed to have Twitch integration. Let's find out, shall we? Jam Doggy's there. Jam Doggy. Look, Jam Doggy, you're the first plastic ducky. Jam Doggy is the first plastic ducky in our pool. Let that just sink in for a bit, shall we? Nexo, no, you do not have to worry. I know many of the friends of Mana are in a position where they can give a little extra, and many are not. And that is totally fine wherever you are. You don't have to feel guilty. You don't have to feel apologetic. No apologies necessary. It is all gift. So the generosity of this community is welcome, and but not at all a requirement. So no, you're good. You're good. Nexus says, I wish I had bits to spend, but all my money has gone into my birthday, which is as well it should. There we go. Twitchy Break. You make bath time lots of fun, right? Jam Doggy. There you go. Jam Doggy Jam Doggy the rubber ducky. So, yeah. Wait, Twitch doesn't offer free bits via ads anymore? Wait, what? When did this happen? What? Well, I'm going to tell you this. If you want it, because I had several people ask me about this. I'm just going to throw it out there. If you want it, let me know. Send me a Discord message or a Twitter message. I do happen to have a PayPal link now, a direct PayPal link. Several friends of Mana over the course of time have asked me about this, but most recently, I got a DM pertaining to this celebration, and someone said, I would like to donate, but donate directly to you. Do you have something like that? And I set up a PayPal direct link for that. So if you would prefer, it is an option. I don't want it to just be a public thing. I don't want to just throw it out there. But if you want it, let me know. I'll happily share it with you for folks that I trust and whatnot. Because you don't want those things like you hear about the horror stories of people donating and then requesting a refund, and it gets messy. So, but anyway, just to let you know, that's a thing. Look at the chat. Io Little, hello. How are you doing? Oh my gosh, Crazer's here. We talking about money? No. I was just saying that that there is an option for those who would prefer to donate directly. I have a PayPal direct link because people were asking. So, but we are celebrating 800 streams. That's why we're here. Kaboomer's here. Crazer's here. So many people. I believe the more you chat, the more chances of duckies coming. I don't know. I'm going to click on Jam Doggy right now. Jam Doggy. Jam Doggy. I'm a lonely ducky. I need ducky friends. Jam Doggy right there needs more friends. Wait, can I edit your name? I can. Jam Doggy. I don't know why I'm going to do it that way because I feel like Jam Doggy has to have that capital J. What does the little dice do? Gordo! Jam Doggy, sorry. New name. Jam Doggy. New name. Gordo. How about Jam Doggy instead? Let's do that. Hey, we got level one hype train emotes. Hype. What did I get? I got something. It's showing that I got something. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, was this one? I think this is the new one. I don't think I had this one before. Look at this little one. Look at this little one. Like I can pet my fish. How appropriate. How appropriate. Hey, Jam Doggy got a conductor badge. So Jam Doggy just swimming around. Just doing Jam Doggy things. Oh, Crazer. Oh, no. Oh, sad. Oh, poor Jam Doggy. Oh, gosh. Io Little's good. Just eating Chipotle. Someone told me to tell my dad hi. He eats there too much. Oh, gosh. Oh, that's great. When people know ya. Hey, Chipotle is pretty tasty. Nexus says, I've had to request a refund before. I went to donate $10 to a streamer once and accidentally donated 100. Oh, no. Oh, no. So, yeah. No. Gordo, what would it be? Gordo Ducky? Titus shot. Oh, Hamame Boy's in the chat. Hamame Boy, like a ghost, just dunking into the pool. Hamame Boy. Look at that. Yeah. Hamame Boy's in the chat. Ah, man. Napsy's here at Titus Shot. Isn't that awesome? Jam Doggy's super kind. Twitchy Bear says, the memories of Sesame Street Fever. We had the LP. No way. No way. So how do you get a duck? I have no idea. What disc? Napsy asks. I don't know, but I am going to actually make a little adjustment here. We're gonna acknowledge that we are currently streaming the duck game. So we were going from the 800 stream celebration special events. We're gonna go into watch your plastic duck. That is what it is. It's called literally. There it is. It'll pop up now on the stream, but it's called Watch Your Plastic Duck. That is it. That is what it is. Hey, Hamame Boy, am I in the chat? But I thought I was in my kitchen. You're in the chat and you're in the pool right now. Ghostly though. I don't really know why. But yeah, this is it's a little game. called Watch Your Plastic Duck, and it appears to be really. I mean, that's it. I suppose I could kind of. Can I like click on things? I don't know. There's bananas over here. Ooh, they make little sound effects. It's kind of cute. Oh, I just got an achievement, but for clicking on things. Okay. Oh, there's an airplane up here. There's a TV. Oh, that's kind of cool. Whoa. I don't know what's going on. These don't turn on, huh? There's leaves. There's a book. Ooh, there's the duck. See? Yeah, oh, there we go. That's the little duck from Hamabe Boy. I don't know how this works. Why does the other duck look like it drowned? Is an excellent question. Yeah, Hamabe Boy's duck is kind of like underwater here. Jam Doggy's is all like bright and colorful. Hamabe Boy is just like in the water. I don't know. Can I like... Nothing worked. Oh! Ooh, lights are coming on. Stuff is happening. Oh, it's a rock duck. That makes sense. I'm the ghost of ducks past. Whoa, that's kind of cool. That is kind of cool. Honestly, you know what? Are these little flip-flops here? There's a slide. Can the ducks go on the slide? I don't know what I'm doing. But thank you for being here for 800 streams. We are. That's right, Cooper. We are going to be doing a tier maker list of my opinion on Nintendo franchises, okay? We got a whole bunch of Nintendo franchises already. Jam Doggy, I'm a traditional OG duck. You are. You are, Jam Doggy. So yeah, we are going to do this. I think this is going to be fun. Tier lists it's something that I've wanted to do for a while, and I've just never gotten around to it. And I made this template myself. In fact, I suppose we could also boop it up a little bit, just so you can see it a little more. Maybe even that much. Maybe not. Like that. 125%. So we have the tier maker set up here with a bunch of Nintendo franchises, and I am super excited to go through this. Okay, but we gotta look. There's little fireflies and stuff coming here. Splatoon top tier. I think you might be right, IO Little. This is a test message to make sure channel points are working for me. Just ignore this. Oh, I already failed. So how's everyone doing? The point of tonight is we're literally watching little rubber duckies in a swimming pool and talking about the best franchises that are out there. We could do this so many different ways, and the biggest thing I want to do. Kaboomer's in the chat. The biggest thing I want to do is just chat with you and get to hear how your week's been. If you have favorite memories of streams. I mean, it's been so long since I started streaming and since I've first gotten to know so many of you. So it's a great opportunity. Aw, shucks. So welcome to the pool, Kaboomer. Jam Doggy says, yeah, Kaboomer just right there. Just right there. Kaboomer. Kaboomer 12. Just chilling with a little I can't quite tell what that is. Oh, just a little feathery thing right there. Just a little thing on your... Just got a little smoosh. There you go. Kaboomer. Kaboomer is in the pool. So, yeah. So just a great opportunity to chat and talk about how far we've all come. I know many of you are streamers yourselves, and I have just enjoyed so much growing alongside many of you who do stream. For those who don't, it has been an absolute honor to have you decide to take time out of your day and watch me and watch some of my friends here. Gosh, out of the group that came in, I mean, Gar right off the bat is a streamer. We've got, of course, Jam Doggy's a streamer. We've got Rage Paint Games. Oh gosh, Rage Paint Games, not only streamers of video games, but video game creators. Husband and wife team, super cool. Titus Shot, Twitchy Berry. I'm just reading people now. Twitchy Berry doesn't stream. But anyway, Mana collects streamers, Gar says. Well, the thing is, there's a lot of great streamers out there. And somebody's got to do it. I had water here a moment ago, and I need more. Next, this says, I think at a set amount of time, it randomly picks someone who's watching the stream. Could be. Could be. And Twitchy Berry may be a guest again real soon, who says, I am no streamer, but I've been a guest with them. I don't know why, but it made me think of AON. I am no streamer. Oh, man. Kaboomer says, I must have been ejected from the wormhole into the pool. I think you got it. All you need is a glove or a ring to roll them all. Is that a power glove? Is that what we're talking about? So I don't know. It's so goofy and I love it. I'm absolutely loving this. So, anyone have any memories? I mean, obviously you have memories, but any particular memories of being in chat, being in the channel? Chrono's not a streamer, but is the keeper of the wormhole. That is very, very true. You are the keeper of the wormhole indeed. Oh my goodness. Any favorite memories? We were talking the other day about how funny it was back when I was playing The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and I was starting a stream off kind of like this, just chatting with folks, and I'm moving the camera around. It's me, Link, on a mountaintop. It's very epic. I've got this enormous hammer, and then wouldn't you know it, I'm talking, and then I just fling it off the edge of the cliff. That was a moment that stands out for me. Ooh, it is emote only mode, and so here we go. Emote only. Right now, drop your favorite emotes in the chat. Drop those emotes in the chat. Chrono says, let's see, playing TMNT Shredder's Revenge. Ooh, playing that. That was a good one. That was a really fun moment indeed. Oh, look at it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Here we go. We even have the highlighted emotes. That's how you know that you're playing with power. Just like that, you know what I mean? Some pretty fun emotes. If you've got mana emotes, I want to see those. Spam those mana emotes too. A pineapple on pizza. A very good thing, I would say. Oh, somebody. Moobot. Moobot the bee. What are you doing? Moobot is in here. We gotta make that pot of mana. Moobot coming on in. What was that? Nonsense. Yeah, exactly, Moxio. Well, you could also pair that with a table flip, Oh man. I'd say this is how I would respond to Moobot being the one that came in here instead of someone that we that we know here in the chat. That's what I'm saying. It's the table flip. It's the mana table flip. Let's go ahead and get that emote only mode off so you can chat again about favorite memories. Of course, feel free to spam emotes too. There's no harm in that. Our little duckies, little duckies. More of them. In fact. Goodness. Next, so mana, have my messages not been appearing? If you were trying to type words, then no. But no, Nexo, if I didn't read it, Nexo, your messages appear just fine. I probably just missed it. I can go up here and see. I enjoyed playing Trove with you on stream that one time. See, I missed that. It was just under Chronos. And then Chronos says, "Oh, also when I visited your island, you gave me all the fruit I needed." Yes. In Animal Crossing New Horizons. And playing Trove with you, Nexo, that was special. That was our first collaboration. There we go. Nexo, I missed it. I got distracted putting in the command. I'm sorry. Kaboomer, I would like to file a damage report for Sector 6 having a hole in the wormhole. Sector 6, quick. Watch out. Oh, man. Yeah, I think Chrono's going to check in on that. Really, yeah, take a look. Investigate, please, Chrono. Well done. I think Animal Crossing has been one of my favorite experiences for streaming. As Chrono mentioned, sharing fruit and things like that. The amount of just sharing, and that game lends itself to sharing, to having a sense of community, and especially during a time when, of course, during the height of the COVID pandemic, we were playing Animal Crossing almost every stream, and that was something that definitely is going to be a memory. Knock knock. Nexo says, "Who's there?" Water who? What are you waiting for? Open the door. Nice. I like it. Kaboomer flew out at such speed that they may have crisped their duck. Oh dear. Chrono dives out of the way of the wormhole. Sector 6 appears to be in fear of Sector 7 anomalies. Sector 7 appears to have 8 Sector 9. Bravo. Standing ovation. Not going to be talking that much because I'm building my Bowser Lego set. Nice. Ooh, have fun with that. That should be really cool. Yeah. Good luck building that. Now, many of you know I started out, of course, with Minecraft. And by way of a slight show and tell. Oops. Hold on a second here. My original headset. Yep. That is how I got started on Twitch. Of course, look at they're falling apart now. But that's the way I started. It was with these headphones right here. Very poor mic indeed, and it worked. That is the same model as my bro's current headset. Oh, nice. I wonder though, and I hope that they fixed some of the issues with the mic, because it wasn't super good, but there we go. And Crazer says that call was out of the world. Do you mean the big event couple streams back where we all were just chatting? Because that was a great memory for me too. That was a lot of fun. Yeah. Oh no, Crazer says my fave memory is that night we went insane. Keep looking up. Crazer, which night was that? I don't remember that stream. Wait, keep looking up. Wait, what? Oh, Crazers, let me rewrite it from scratch. That's what happens. That's what happens. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. My fave memory is that night we went insane. That call was out of this world. Okay. I don't get it. Help me understand. The one where I was in a call. AKA. I'm learning. I'm getting the punchline. I'm following. So I was right. I just was also derpy. All right. Oh, Twitchy Berry's here. Twitchy Berry's arrived. Twitchy Berry, you're in here. You're in here. Look at this. Look at this. Twitchy Berry. Poor Twitchy Berry. Belying the fact that Twitchy Berry harkens from northern climes. Twitchy Berry is frozen in an ice block. How very appropriate. How very appropriate. Yeah. When Jack and I were stabbing each other, that was pretty funny in that call. Yeah, I also get it. Then I think I don't. Then I get it. That's it. I get it. But Twitchy Berry, you're here, and you're frozen. Alas and alack. Like, this is fun. We're collecting all the ducks. Twitchy Berry, with a very appropriate. Well, that works. And that works. Indeed, it does. Ice floats, so it makes sense. All of that works. Twitchy Berry. Very appropriate. Twitchy Berry, everybody. Twitchy Berry. Oh, so good. So good. Oh, boy. So, what say we maybe get into a little bit of tier making, tier listing. Do you want to do that, or do you want to chat a bit more? What do you say? Let's hear it in the chat, kind of what you're thinking, one way or another, if you will, if you would, if you'd be so kind. And there we go. Let me let's chat about tears, and hopefully no tears are caused. Now that's good. That's very good. Yeah, that's a good one right there. I'm gonna just do a couple little clicks over here. Ready to fight and cry, Moxio says. Oh boy. All right, let me try a couple things real fast. See if I can get this going here. I want to see. I might try going into here. Oh, no, that'll be okay. Oh, hey, oh, so we just had someone come into our pool, and that person is a Rage Paint Games. Rage Paint Games in the house. Rage Paint Games. What a lovely classic duck we have with Rage Paint Games. That's fantastic. Is number of games in the franchise a factor? Is a great question from Twitchy Berry. No. It's not. I guess let's chat a little bit here. Let me do two things. I'm gonna go ahead and first just set up. I want to do this. I was thinking about this before, and let me back up. Originally, I was thinking this is who knows. This could be kind of cool, but it maybe won't be, right? So originally, I thought, well, maybe I could just kind of flip between them and not make it too big of a thing. But now I'm wondering, and I'm going to pose this question to you. Would you rather that I flip between these and we kind of get surprised at who's here? Or do you want to be able to see the ducks while we go through the tier list and then be able to be like, oh, Manna, there's like a new duck, something like that? What do you think? Because I might be able to make that happen, but it might just take me a moment. It shouldn't take me too long, but it might take me a moment. And I'll just see real fast, just to make sure that this would work. Let's just take a look. Let's just see real quick if it would work. Jam Doggy says, I'm enjoying watching the duck friends join me in the pool. See, there we go. So that, I'm thinking this is what we got to go with. But I want not this, but this. Let's see if I can make this happen here. Hold on. I'm working. So originally I was thinking of doing this, and then I thought to myself, nah, people wouldn't really be that interested. I didn't really know how this was gonna work, so I kind of figured, I won't bother with it. And then guess what? It actually ends up being really kind of cool. I'm kind of excited by it. So, all right, here we go. So now I've got that there. Ooh, and then I can just go like so. And boom. Okay. I think this is going to work. I think it's going to work, my friends. Okay. But I do need just a moment. Sorry. Car9, hey Car9. Car9 says quack. So we can call this DuckTales. Nice. Oh, Chrono actually says that, and then Car9 with all of the quackers in the chat. I'm excited. Okay. So yes, sorry, give me just a moment here. I'll wrap this up and we'll get started in but a moment. Okay. So I want to make sure that Car9, look at that. I missed Car9's initial ducks, but that's okay. So yes, so I'm just wrapping up real fast my little my attempt at making this tier list process a little bit better. We have another duck. IO Little in the house. IO Little, hands up in the chat. If you see yourself, then you gotta let us know. You know what I mean? Gotta say, oh, hey-oh, that's me. And that's what we gotta do, right? Okay, I'm getting that tier list in here. Almost there. All right. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Maker. Oh, what if I make that a little bit bigger? Like I did on the other one. Okay, sorry. Let me reset this. I almost had it, and then I changed something. All right, resetting. All these things, again, 800 streams, you'd think I would have this down and that I wouldn't need to fiddle with stuff live on stream. And yet, guess what? 800 streams in, what am I doing? Fiddling with things live on stream. It's the life of a streamer. If you can't do that, then you're probably going to be bummed. because that is a lot of my streaming experience. All right, did we get it? I think we got it. That looks pretty good to me. Okay, and then I just need to almost there. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Intriguing, says I now. Sorry, just a moment. I gotta put layers in the right way here, and then... Did I do this right? Ooh, did I do this right? Hold on a second. I did not do this right. Almost. Hey, we got ourselves a unicorn. Although, why did I not hear the sound effects? I'm sorry. Did you hear him? I don't know that I heard him. It's disappointing. All right, we're almost there. Thank you again for your patience, everybody. Almost. There's that. And then... Okay, boom. Tier maker. I think that'll work. Okay. And then... Copy this. I just have to do this a little bit differently than I was originally planning because I didn't think about one thing. Sorry, we're getting into the tier list here soon. Should be fun. Pixel Knight brings out a huge cake saying 800 streams. Oh, thank you so much, Pixel Knight. Oh, man. I Little says, my duck looks like the first bird I got. Now back to building the Bowser. Nice. Car9 slapped down the Unidab sticker. Oh, man. So good. So good. Okay, and then I just need... Boom. Gonna remove that. And then we're gonna drop this down. Almost done. And put that down here. This music is pretty bopping, don't you think? Don't you think? Okay, and then I gotta put in the... What is it that I'm looking for? Video capture device. Boy, this is a little more complicated than I thought it was going to be. I'm so sorry, everybody. Hey, we just got myself in there. Look at me. Look at me. I'm a little, like, merman duck. That makes me so happy. That makes me so happy. That is so fun. Okay. Hype in the chat, everybody. Hype in the chat. If you just saw me pop in the pool all excited like, then feel free to get a little hype in the chat. There we go. And I'm gonna leave this chat up whilst I'm doing this. Now there's a duck. That's what I thought. There is a duck indeed. That's pretty great. Oh man, I like that. Okay. I'm gonna copy this over. Oh, I'm so close to being done, everybody. Thank you again for your patience, but I think this is gonna be worth it in the end. All right. Boom. I'm just gonna move it over. We're close. I don't know what emotes to use. I like the little, I like the, like, I don't know. It looks like it randomly selects people to add every few minutes. And I think you're right. I wasn't sure how it worked before. My understanding was that it was actually like you know, who was active in the chat and stuff. But it's people from the chat. That's for sure. We know that. But it doesn't seem like it's necessarily people who are more active than anyone else. It's just kind of like whoever's there. You know, so you can lurk and then appear, which is great actually. I mean, honestly, I don't have any issues with that whatsoever. But yeah, let's see here. Do we get it? No. Oh, I see how I messed something up. 1 second. I messed something up. Gotta go back here. We're so close, everybody. Thank you. So I gotta get my scene element here. There we go. Hey, Carnine. Nice. Truth. All right, grab that. Put that there. Is that what I'm gonna do? No, that's not what I'm gonna do. Boom, ba, ba, ba. I'm so close to being there. So close to being there. So close. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna paste that. And then I'm gonna raise a couple of things up, I think. Let's just get this grouped so that we can do it more easily. Okay. We'll do these all like there. And then we're gonna group. And then we're gonna raise. Okay. We're almost there. Just gotta get this up. Ah, yeah. Oh, that's gonna be good. Oh, I'm thrilled with this. This is gonna look so good. Oh yeah, this is gonna look really good. Okay. I think we've done it. All right. I think we've done it. Yeah. Okay. So, are you ready? Oh, let's actually read the chat real fast. And I'm gonna move this over so that I can kind of keep this over here. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I missed a few things. Okay, so Carnine, Pixel Knight, sorry, says to Carnine, you must go through rigorous trials, including baking a cake, water polo, and Bulgarian folk dancing. Wow. Carnine says, I got a lot of subs recently. Oh wow. Subs for your streaming. Hamabe Boy says, I'm ducking out. Catch you soon, by the way. Congrats on making it to 800. Also, great pun there. So take care, Hamabe Boy, and God bless you. Pixel Knight says, most of my Scarlet Spider Halloween costume is done. Just need to make some homemade web shooters. Out of like cardboard, of course. They won't actually work. That's fair. Chrono, it says, and if they did start to work, you might have bigger problems. My duck entered the pool. Oh, Carnine. What is Carnine? What is that? My first thought was it was a bowl, but now I'm wondering, is Carnine holding a knife? Carnine. But I think we do have to address the proper pronunciation, the proper way. Rage Paint Games actually also. Rage Paint Games does the proper punctuation too. Don't ya, Rage Paint? Yeah, Rage Paint does. We're gonna do that. So Rage Paint Games with the Let's. I guess we have to do the whole thing. Rage Paint Games. Boom. There we go. I think that's looking good. That's looking accurate. Maybe a bowl. We're gonna say a bowl. Yeah, Moxio says, is that a knife? It's a little hard to tell. Oh, the lights are coming on. All right. So, we're going to go with this. And I guess let me do one more real quick thing, which is going to be, what's it going to be here? Let me transition. Ready? 3, 2, 1. What do you think of this? Does that work? Can you see this? Can you see this right here? The tier maker stuff. Is it big enough? It's a little hard for me to tell, to be honest. Oh no, the knife. Knife to meet you, Kaboomer says. So yeah, you'll have to kind of let me know here if that is actually working. Please let me know in the chat. I'm also gonna make this full screen real quick. I think you can see it. I think you can just see it just fine. I think that works. I think you can see all the ducks, and I think you can see the tier maker stuff. I think that's gonna do the trick. Now, what I can also do real fast, and this one will actually be really fast, is I'm gonna go to my 16:9. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I don't want to do this. Oh no, it's not quite as fast as I thought. That's okay though, because see what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch over to this again. Is there a way to blow up an individual game image? Yeah, I think. Here, let's check and see. So if we're looking, and I go here and I drag something. Not really. No. I mean, other than, I guess I can always go like that and we can take a look at them. But that's not quite... Ooh. Oh gosh. Not quite what I want to do. I think I had it at 125. There we go. See, I'm messing everything up. We're behind the scenes. Streaming is fun. I know it's a little small. It's probably smaller on a phone. I don't think there's an easy way for me to blow it up. But check this out. Here, I'll show you what I can do. And I think this will be our solution. And that is, I'm going to go back to here. It blows up everything. Yeah, exactly, just like a creeper. No, see, I think we got this, though, because if I go in here to my 16:9 setup, and I just go boop, like so. If I just go Metroid in the house, Metroid's here. Metroid looks like an Elvis duck, actually. Here, let's actually let's go to this for a second, or this even. Was this Pixel Knight says, we got our casts for the school winter show I'm doing in class, and I have 3 separate roles to memorize along with the monologue I have to memorize as well. So I have to develop 4 characters at once. Oh my gosh, Namus! What? Guess who? Namus is here. Oh, you can right-click one of the images and open a new tab, and it's full size. Moxio says, there we go. But I do have another idea. Oh, it's not a big deal. No worries, but this is good. But check this out real fast. I'm going to go into here. I think this is going to be just fine. We're going to go like so, like so, like so, like so. All right. And now, if I go back here to like this one, Since it's your 800 streams, I'm going to try and start coming back more often. Namus, aw, thank you. Look, that should make it a little bigger, a little easier to see. I can even go in a little bit more, but I think that's plenty big now. You should be able to make those out. In fact, if I go to like this screen, it's even bigger. Or, I mean, if I really want to, boom, look how big that is now, right? That's doing great. So I think that'll work. So like that. But I am going to go like this. Oh no. Oh, I knew that was going to be an issue and I did not plan ahead. Hold on a second. I can fix it. Very legible. Good. One of, Pixelnight says, one of them I'm kind of using my Mikey from Ninja Turtles voice just a little deeper. Oh, fun. That will be fun. Okay, I'm gonna fix the last little bit here, and then we're on to the actual event here, the main event. What is this? What? Oh my goodness, we just got raided. I don't know why my alerts don't appear to be working, or at least, oh, it's because somehow I muted it somehow. I accidentally muted my stream. My alerts weren't going out because I muted it. Oh my gosh, what is this? We just got ourselves a raid. Who's here? Who is here? A Far Cry. A sneaky little raid. Oh, thank you so much for coming. So good to have you here. We are currently well, actually, let me show you this real fast. We are currently just kind of hanging out with some ducks in the chat. And we are about to do a tier list, which should be pretty fun. But we're just hanging out. This is what we're doing. Friends. And so welcome, Raiders. My name is Mana. I am an E for everyone, family-friendly variety streamer with a focus on Nintendo, retro on original hardware, and indie titles. And I welcome you to the stream. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. I always love to chat with people. And Luigi's Mansion better be number 1. Oh, 9-inch Kill says, oh boy. Hey, thank you so much for that raid. And please, if you are new here, ask me anything you want. Again, my name is Mana. That's what I like to go by. All of this is the art of Mana, you see. And we... Oh, thanks you.
Thanks for joining the Friends of Mana.
9-inch Kills, thank you. We are celebrating, in fact, 800 streams tonight. I've been streaming for about 7 years now, and we've gotten to our 800th stream. I've been keeping a tally as we go. We keep the actual stream number in the title of the stream. And so, yeah, this is a pretty big milestone. I mean, you can see right there, Namus has been following for 2 years, 3 months, 27 days, 8 hours. So lots of people that have been coming and enjoying spending time in this community. Far Cry has been following for 1 year, 8 months, 10 days, and 19 hours. So Far Cry, thank you so much for coming on in and for that raid. We got to give a special shout out to you. And hey, look at that. 9-inch Kills is going to go for alert, and Nexo Phoenix Gaming is in the duck pond now. So let's give a special shout out for our raider. Thank you so much for coming on in with that raid. And how was your stream? What were you doing? And then in terms of the lurk, Bottom Mana, anything that you want to say to a Far Cry? Anything come to mind? It looks like Bottom Mana. Hold on, let me try. I gotta power down and repower Bottom Mana. Bottom Mana, are you there? Bottom Mana is not working at the moment. Bottom Mana. Bottom Mana. Bottom Mana. Just knock, knock, knock. Hey, there we go. Enjoy your lurk and welcome to the Manaverse. I will get your welcome packet in the mail. That's quite nice. Oh, man. Sometimes when you have a bit of a far cry, you need a hug. Well, that's wasn't too shabby doing some zombie survivals. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Well, anyway, I'm going to do one real quick thing to kind of adjust with our setup here. And that is going to be... Hold on. Hold the phone. Oh, I think, you know what? We're good. Okay. Boom. Here we are. So, my friends, let's say, are we doing the duck thing, or what are we mostly doing here? Let's call it what it is. It is podcast or just chatting. Talk shows and podcasts is what I think I'm going to call this. That's what this next section of our stream is going to be called here. So, what I want to do with this, the main objective here, is to. Oops, hold on a second. Let's go back to where we were before. The main objective here is to look at some Nintendo franchises that I am particularly fond of, and we're going to just kind of rank these. Okay, these are my thoughts, my opinions, but I want to get into a little bit of an argument. If you are particularly fond of a franchise, then do not hesitate. Just go ahead and jump in there. Look at Nexo Phoenix Gaming with your mask there. Nice, Nexo. And Metroid over here. Metroid with the fantastic looking, what do you call it? Pompadour? That's what it's called. So Chronos says to a Far Cry, I agree about sometimes when you cry you need a hug. I think that's it. Shooter McGavin, man, a happy 800. I haven't been here for all, but I'm glad I'm here. And I'm glad you're here. And thank you, Shooter McGavin, for being here. Welcome to the stream. So I was just about to launch into what we're doing here. So, Tier Maker. These are, as far as I can tell, the Nintendo franchises that Nintendo had a really direct involvement in. It's not necessarily second party, although some are. It's really the primary, the first parties, some second parties, but it's really, I've tried to omit where possible any third party. So this would be an example like Bayonetta. Some people would consider Bayonetta a Nintendo franchise because Nintendo published Bayonetta 2. But I would say, no. This is Platinum Games. They were the developers. This was not Nintendo. Second-party developers, though, like, for example, the folks at HAL Laboratories who produced Kirby, they are in the mix, I would say. They are Nintendo franchises, even though they're technically not Nintendo's in-house. They're as good as in-house. They only produce games for Nintendo, and it makes sense to me. Oh, speaking of the look at this. Speaking of the tears and whatnot, and needing a hug, Chronolock being our good doctor, having the kindness of a Dr. Duck right there. Look at that. Chrono's in the pool now with so many other fantastic streamers. Metroid, Rage Paint Games, or friends, not streamers. And so anyways, Animal Crossing 5 tier, Shooter McGavin says. Well, let's find out. Let's start out with the game 1080 Snowboarding. Now, these are franchises, all right? In most cases, multiple games, sometimes not that many games, okay? Chrono says, well, I do like to heal, see? All right, 1080 Snowboarding. This is a 1080, the franchise. This came out back in the Nintendo 64 era. That's where I first heard about this franchise. And it is developed and published by Nintendo, okay? 1998. So you've got multiple snowboarders, and it's just a good sort of racing game. It's real exciting. I'm gonna say it's it's not the most original. So I'm gonna dock it some points. We're talking about basically a sports game, but it's also kind of a racing game. In a sense, you actually are snowboarding, slaloming down a mountain. It's real high speed. It's kind of exciting. That's gonna kind of raise it up because it's sort of more like an arcadey style game. And it came out in a time where it just kind of needed to be cool, and it was. And I'm gonna dump it in the beats here right now. Okay. You'll notice I've got S, A, B, C, D, F, and unfamiliar. So I'm going to say that school rules apply, right? C is an average game. B is above average. A is like you're actually doing something really good. And S is like perfection. Like such a good franchise, okay? D is, of course, you're doing a little under average. F is, it is not cutting it. And then we do have unfamiliar. So unfamiliar would be any time that I'm not really familiar with a franchise. And the reason that I bring this up now is because Advance Wars, frankly, is an unfamiliar franchise to me. I believe it first came out on the Game Boy Advance. And I'm guessing that's actually where it got the name Advance in its name. This game is very expensive now if you're wanting to pick up a copy for your Game Boy Advance. And it's a turn-based strategy game. I'm not a big fan of those to begin with, so this probably would rank low had I actually gotten a chance to play it. But I've never played it. We are, however, getting a new game in this franchise on the Switch, and it's possible that I may choose to give it a shot. So I'll let you know what I think. Beats here exactly what I thought Shooter McGavin said of 1080 snowboarding. So far, so good. And yeah, Chrono is a support character for the win. Just wish I could heal people with wormholes. Solid B, Moxio says. All right, so far everybody's kind of agreeing with me. I'm going to put Advance Wars in unfamiliar. You can't really argue with Advance Wars being an unfamiliar since it's unfamiliar to me. But I think I would probably just put it, I don't know. I'm familiar, so I can't put it anywhere. So far, so good. Okay, Animal Crossing. Friends, this is where it gets a little tricky. This is where I struggle a bit. I do, because Animal Crossing is a franchise that it's so amazing, right? I'm really trying to eliminate some level of bias. And I, of course, have not experienced all of the Animal Crossing franchise. I've only played a New Leaf and Up. Hey, Napsy Does Things is now in the pond. Look at that. There's Napsy Does Things. So I haven't played everything in the franchise, but I've loved every moment of the series. And I think what makes it special and stand out is that it is really an experience more than just a game. It is designed to be something that you pick up and play, and you just sort of enjoy these little vignettes. You talk with your other animal villager or islanders, and you enjoy life. You just kick back and relax, take in the sights and the sounds. And it's done with the level of Nintendo polish that I've come to expect, but also really love from Nintendo. It's so good, and it came at such a right time, especially the last game in the series. It came at such a perfect time, and of course that's not the franchise's doing, but it was the right game at the right time. That gives it some extra special points. And really, though there's some variation in quality and gameplay, New Leaf still stands out in my mind as just almost a perfect game to just have a good time with, to really play and walk away from it going, that was a positive experience. And for that reason, Animal Crossing is an S tier for me. Now, does anyone have any thoughts on that? Does anyone want to argue that point? I think it's good. Twitchy Berry says solid A. Animal Crossing is largely dependent on the community for the last couple of entries, and I think that's the thing. I think you're right. I think that's a very good point. And that does make it a little hard for me to give it an S rank, but it almost single-handedly created the cozy genre. At least it popularized it. I probably am glossing over many other excellent titles that came before it, but again, it was so clever to create a game that happened in real time, that involved lots of dialogue, and really you're not doing much, but it's so fun. I gotta give it that S. So there we go. Okay, ARMS. Ooh, ARMS is tricky. And Pixel Knight, welcome back. Eric, welcome. It's an A for me. There are some serious quality of life issues with it that could be fixed and elevate it to the S, but bulk crafting being one of them. Ooh, see? Eric, this is good. Eric comes up. This is a very good point. There are definitely issues. Yeah, in terms of look, New Horizons. If we took New Horizons as an example, New Horizons, I feel, has untapped potential that they just never quite evolved it to the place where I think it could have been, and that would have included some more of the mini games and elements of New Leaf, more dialogue at the level and caliber of New Leaf. But then again, they got some things right that New Leaf got wrong. New Leaf had the issue with managing your inventory. It was so much harder to do that than in New Horizons. That being said, I mean, it's tough. It's A to S. It's A to S for me. I'm gonna leave it at S for now. We may reevaluate that later. ARMS. Okay, so Pixel Knight says ARMS is fine, but I dropped it very quickly. Neat gimmick, but not much more to me than that B rank, I would say. Now, this is tricky. I really enjoyed it when I played it, but I think I agree with you that it just... I enjoyed it when I played it, but I didn't play it a lot. I lost interest pretty darn quickly, and with that in mind, it's definitely not S. You know, it's a fighting game. It came out early in the Switch's lifespan. It's got motion controls sort of by necessity. You can play it without motion controls, but you really need it with motion controls. It attempted some neat things with the tournaments and some of the online play. Hey, Pixel Knight. Pixel Knight now is in our pool. That seems very appropriate somehow, that duck. But at the end of the day, it was like an experiment that never quite took off. I think the characters are fantastic. So let's start it at C, okay, average, because it doesn't have any. That's kind of where I start with this. It doesn't have. No, you know what? Let's do this a little differently. Well, it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna say we can kind of add points to it, right? So where this game to me starts off is solidly average, right? It experimented a lot. The character design is fantastic, and the game feel is pretty cool. It would be a fun game as a party game primarily, but it was trying to be more. I think I'm going to give it a B. Yeah. Pixel Knight's going to be our B. Twitchy Berry, and then there was Amiibo Festival. Yeah. Fun, but not helping Animal Crossing to stay on top tier. That is true, Twitchy Berry. A B for ARMS, Twitchy Berry agrees. It stays at C for me, Eric says. I wanted so much more out of ARMS than it gave me. I think that's fair, but I think for me, the character design and some of the experiments raise it for me. I had fun with it. I just didn't stick with it. It's above average in terms of games. I'm going to give it above, above average. Definitely not higher. It's like a low B. It's like a B minus. That's what I'm going to say. Box Boy. I gotta admit, Box Boy, and you're going to notice this trend a bit. Box Boy is a series I am unfamiliar with. Box Boy came out for the, I believe the 3DS initially, unless it was the DS. I can't quite remember. And Box Boy, it started out as on the 3DS. There we go. And it's by HAL, the same people behind Kirby, which made me really, 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 really want to play it. I only recently picked it up on my 3DS. So, as of right now, I am unfamiliar with it. I've heard good things. I want to play it. HAL Laboratories is amazing. Platformers are great. Box Boy's in my queue and in my backlog, but it has to stay in the unfamiliar territory. That being said, from what I've heard, it is probably an above average game. Brain Age, however, Brain Age, and this is a tricky one. Where do you rank Brain Age? What is Brain Age? Brain Age started out in the DS era as a way for Nintendo to branch out into that blue ocean. All of the people that played games had already bought their Nintendo consoles, but what about all the people that don't really play games? You know, the people who might be interested in some little puzzle experiences, or dabbling in with a Tamagotchi-esque Nintendogs experience. What about people who just want to expand their brain? You know, Nintendo was very big into the quality of life things, those health things. Yeah, not quality of life in terms of how you interact with a game, but really quality of life, improving the quality of your life. Exercise more with Wii Fit, and expand your mental, I guess it would be lower your mental age, right? With Brain Age. So Brain Age is a program, really, more than a game. And I believe, kind of interestingly, there was a lot of sort of science around it. The people who inspired the game had some kind of background. Why is this happening? A little argument or something over there. I don't know, or surprise. But anyway, it's a fun experience as these little kinds of quick spurts of just expanding your mind. And there's different puzzles. I like that Nintendo has ventured into this. It has some quirkiness and some fun like visual effects and things like that, which I would put it into a C as an average. B. I think I'm gonna give it a C. It would be a B except for the fact that it's not really a. It's an average experience, and by that I mean it doesn't have enough to push it out of just sort of like, hey, this is a brain training thing. Like you could pick up a Sudoku book and almost replicate the experience. Other companies have done things very similar. It's average. It's a good example. Nintendo did a good job of it, but it doesn't have that little extra oomph to bump it into B for me, is what I'm going to say. Shooter McGavin, though, loves Brain Age and has just plopped into our pool, presumably giving gifts. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. But welcome, Shooter McGavin. See, look at this. Eric says Brain Age is a solid A for me. I played the heck out of it on my DS. I still have it kicking around somewhere. My only critique is that it needed updates to the content because it got repetitive. Ooh. Santa Shooter, exactly, Shooter McGavin. I Little says, I just finished Bowser's Head. Nice, congratulations. Congratulations. You know, and you're going to see, I think, some of the reasoning behind some of my choices has to do with experience too, you know, and just that I never really did play the heck out of Brain Age, to be honest. For the fact that Nintendo was attempting to really do something, that would attract more wide audiences and improve people's lives in some fashion or another, I'm gonna bump this from C to B. Eric, I think you convinced me. So we're gonna bump that up and give it to a B. Now, Chibi Robo. Now, this is a series that I think, along with Animal Crossing, you could kind of argue there's been fluctuations in the quality. I'm gonna go ahead and say that, you know, things like the Ziplash game, which was more of a platforming experiment, was actually pretty fun. But because people had this idea of this 3D platformer collectathon experience that originated in the GameCube era, it didn't fit with that that sort of mold, and people thought, "Ooh, I don't like that game." And it's an average at best platformer. But the Chibi Robo franchise has a lot of character. It's this little robot running around and carrying its little plug so it can charge in. It's just kind of cute and fun. My favorite experience of Chibi Robo was with Chibi Robo Photo Finder, I think it was called. What was it called? Chibi Robo Photo Finder. Yeah. This was a little mini game that you could get on your 3DS, and you go around collecting artifacts, this time via photographs with your 3DS. And I thought that whole gimmick was brilliant. So for the quirkiness and the creativity and actually the experimentation of the game, I'm gonna give that a B. All right, Cruisin' USA, the Cruisin' series. Cruisin'. This is a little tricky too, because Cruisin' is a game that I wouldn't have necessarily thought of as like a Nintendo game or a Nintendo franchise. It was actually originally developed and published with Midway and Nintendo. So it's kind of the two of them together. It was a very big deal, however, in the era of the Nintendo 64, because when that Ultra 64 hardware was announced, before the Nintendo 64 was so named, one of the big selling points was look at the quality of a few arcade games out there. Killer Instinct, Cruisin' USA. Hey, look, these are games that are being ran on Ultra 64 hardware. Well, Nintendo, that wasn't quite what was going on. No, in fact, that's a little bit misleading. However, that being said, it did prove to add to the hype of Nintendo's new hardware, and it did mean that these experiences from Midway and Rare have sort of become attached to Nintendo. It's a fun arcade racer. I am a fan of arcade racers. It is a somewhat average, however, arcade racer. I enjoy it. I really like the Cruisin' series for the gameplay. I'll come back to it again and again. But I gotta admit, average. That's what I'm gonna say. Man, I just want to thank you for your effort you put into streams as well as your knowledge behind each game. Mana is a legend. What? Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Shooter McGavin. Hashtag Mana is a legend. Thank you. Thank you. So as we continue on here, let's go to Dylan's Rolling Western. Now, and feel free to let me know if you have any thoughts on Cruising USA. Dylan's Rolling Western, or the Dylan series. You're an armadillo. You roll up. You spin around with swipes of the stylus on your 3DS. What? JJDB.
Thanks for raiding Art of
What?
Mana.
We got ourselves a raid, my friends. All right, well, let's put Dylan back here for a moment so that we can say hello to our raider friends. JJDB, hello. And by the way, we also had someone just hop on in here. Who was that? We just had I saw him here. I saw it just a moment ago. Pixel Knight's here. Did I miss it? Oh no.
Thanks. That's generous.
Oh yeah. There we go. Oh no. I don't think we're gonna get there. 9-inch kills in the stream. There's our ducky. Hey, look at that. Oh, JJDB, thank you for those bits. What? Oh my gosh. Oh, I've got to catch up here. Hold on a second. So much hype here. Okay. So first of all, thank you, JJDB210, for that raid. This is one of our family-friendly live stream mates here. And I'm going to go ahead and give a little extra special shout out to you. How was your stream? Welcome on in, everybody. We've got Blake, GJ, Disman TV, Blake, and Disman and JJDB with lots of emotes there. And then, what is this? G Pies. GP is the best one. I didn't know you could edit your player file, JJDB. There we go. And 800 bits from JJDB. What? Still Twitch thingy. What? Oh my gosh. It was good. Good old Minecraft. Nice. I got it. GP is the best. Boom. I got it. Well, thank you so much for being here. I need to do this. I had to do it earlier. Thank you. So good to have you here. So this is my 800th stream, everybody. I am super pumped. JJ, thank you for that raid. Thank you for the 800 bits. Can you believe it? I have been streaming now for about 7 years. And I absolutely enjoy it so much. And to get to 800 streams is pretty fantastic. I would not have expected it from the beginning. I knew that it was something I enjoyed, but to enjoy it this much, that I just wanted to stick with it and continue to meet people, it's been so good. And I think 800 seemed like an appropriate milestone, just kind of celebrate thinking about video games. 8-bit generation being the kind of the entry point for me into video games in a real serious way. And so what we're doing today, in case you don't know, is we've got in the background, watch your plastic duck going. And so people come in, pop in. You can see we've got a few people here already. Twitchy Berry's a little duck in an ice cube. And we got everyone just kind of floating around. This is me, I'm a little Murduck. And so that's just kind of happening in the background. Look at all those ducks. But, oh, and we just had Bot of Mana come in. Now we've got 2 bots of mana, as a matter of fact. Or maybe that was the same Bot of Mana. No, that's a different one. That's the Bot of Mana that works a little harder. The other Bot of Mana has flown off, it would appear, maybe. Or they're... Yeah, I don't know where the other Bot of Mana went, to be honest. But that's okay. Oh, no, there they are. The little busy bee. See, we got the worker bots. There we go. But the real kind of thing we're doing here, it's tied to chat, JJDB. Yeah. We're actually going through a tier list of all of my... all the Nintendo franchises that are out there, okay? Where am I, Animate Barrel asks. Not there yet, but periodically a new duck will appear. So wait, we'll get more people coming in. So it's every few minutes, and it seems like another duck will flop on in. So that's why it's up, so that we can kind of watch and observe. Let me know if you see a duck come in and I miss it. But we are, of course, looking at the different games from Nintendo. So far, we've got an S rank from Animal Crossing. That was an early S rank. It was a bit of a divisive one. Thank you. And we've got 1080 ARMS, Brain Age, Chibi Robo in B, Cruisin' Series in C, and then I'm unfamiliar with Advanced Wars and Box Boy. Friends, I am an E for everyone, family-friendly variety streamer with a focus on Nintendo, retro and original hardware, and indie titles. And again, call me man, ask me anything you'd like. Again, 800 streams. The goal of this stream is to chat, is to hang out with you, and to get to know you a little bit more and talk about games in a fun way. So that's what we're doing. Oh man, thank you there for that sticker. Animate Barrel, we will definitely be seeing you in here, I am sure. How are you doing? How are you doing? Anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and head back. Hey, Pixel Knight's back with some burgers. I'm gonna head back to this, and we're gonna go back to Dylan's Rolling Western. Okay, Dylan, this is one that I'm actually kind of partial to. I gotta admit, I'm partial to this series. Dylan is an armadillo, okay, and already I'm interested, because how many armadillo characters can you think of in video games? And Dylan is mostly a kind of a cowboy-esque brawler, but with this sort of spin dash, almost Sonic-esque. And it was just a little downloadable game. Okay, it was developed by Vanpool and published by Nintendo, but it was very connected to the Nintendo environment. I guess this one's a little bit loose in terms of a Nintendo franchise, but as of right now, it kind of is tied to that Nintendo identity. But yeah, he's just a very likable character. Looks great in 3D. The environments were awesome. I really enjoyed this game, and I've got to throw Dylan into there's sort of like even like tower defense like elements in it too. I'm gonna put Dylan in B. We'll put Dylan in A tier easy. Shooter says. It's really good. I'm gonna put it in B for right now. B plus for me. All right. Animate Barrel says my boss made a big stink about us being in the office today and then didn't show up. Huge eye roll. Oh man, Animate Barrel. Bummer. We got some hearts from Shooter McGavin. I'm gonna say B plus. B plus to A minus, but I'm gonna say B plus for now. Now Donkey Kong Country. Oh my goodness. Donkey Kong Country, and we're not looking at Donkey Kong, just the Donkey Kong Country franchise. We're not looking at Donkey Konga. We're looking at Donkey Kong Country. So that's really the original 3 games on Super Nintendo. Plus, we're looking at the 2 modern entries into this by Retro. The original Donkey Kong Country. Oh, Animate Bro got free lunch and breakfast. That's good. Eric says, does the Donkey Kong Country include Donkey Kong Country or Donkey Kong 64? It's a little bit tough. Hey, Stream Elements just hopped in the chat. Stream Elements. What are we gonna do? We're gonna call this Stream Supports. That's funny. What authority of a tier list did I return to? Crazer says, or atrocity of a tier list did I return to? Oh no! Animate Barrel says C. Oh my gosh, Donkey Kong Country would be C. C for country, surely you mean, right? DK Country is B-ish. A in its best entries. Twitchy Berry says no. What? Okay. The dyslexia of mana once again. Crazer says, I know. Sorry, I misread that. Here's the thing. Donkey Kong Country came out at obviously Rare, right? Rare Studios. They pioneered the pre-rendered look in video games, eking out the best graphics possible on aging hardware by modeling all of the characters and backgrounds of the game in 3D, and then creating sprites and still images from those renders. It was a huge deal at the time, and nobody did it better than Rare with the Donkey Kong Country entries. 16 bits looked like 32 bits. Now, if you go back to these entries today on NSO, the Nintendo Switch Online, I think you'll see that it looks a bit muddy and a little messy and actually not as good as you remember. Well, on a CRT television, this was incredible. Honestly, at its best, sometimes the graphics even looked like they were 3D polygonal graphics operating in real time because of smooth animations and the blurring of the CRT. There was a CRT TVs, rounded pixels, super good. Krazer says, yeah. This is the thing, yeah. At a time when 3D graphics stunk, this looked gorgeous. Twitchy Berry, this is a excellent point. And part of my point with this not only is it an excellent platformer, okay, it's an above average platformer, but it did something so creative and technically advanced that I think it's really, really, really well done. I want a CRT filter on my PC, Krazer says. Right? I miss CRT in a lot of ways too, actually, to be honest. It basically invented what Donkey Kong is now, Pixel Knight points out as well, which is another good point. You know, Donkey Kong as a character, so much of the lore comes from Donkey Kong Country. And Krazer's thoughts are, I think DKC 1 is A, 2 is B, A at most, 3 is at least an A. So that's good. I think, here's the thing. Donkey Kong Country, or Donkey Kong 64, doesn't have country in it, but I would consider it to be part of this. It definitely is a game that people say it overplayed the collectathon nature of 3D platformers. But that being said, I'm going to give Donkey Kong Country, and the later entries, by the way, the last two that you can play on Switch, the first Donkey Kong Country Returns being on Wii, and then Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze coming for Wii U and now on Switch. Those two games are fantastic, super good, made by Retro Studios out of Texas, I believe. Great, really well done games with some of the coolest little things, like the levels where you end up being just the silhouette. Love it. Solid A for me. It's A+, could even be S tier, but I'm going to give it an A. Donkey Kong, the original Donkey Kong, this is where it came from, right? DKC, Donkey Kong Country Returns is a banger of a game, Krazer says. I agree. We've got GP is the best is now in the tub. There's GP is the best, wearing a top hat and a bow tie, no less. GP is the best. Thank you so much for being here. Yes. Shooter McGavin says, you remember sticking your hair on a CRT TV and having all the statics spike it up? Man, those were the days. I think everyone had to have done that. I definitely did. Shooter McGavin says, as kids, not adults. Haha. Eric says, I asked because I'm unfamiliar with DK Country, but love DK64. I would be a solid A for me by itself, but I couldn't give you a thought on the rest of them. Well, let me tell you, like I said, I'm not trying to actually put down DK64. I glossed over it. But DK64 did get derided a bit for being too heavy on the collectibles. But that being said, it was a really fun experience. So I don't think that, I would still say it's at worst, it's an average 3D platformer collectathon. So, I think it was unfairly set at a time where all of the other output of Rare with Banjo-Kazooie and then, of course, we had Super Mario 64. I mean, the bar was high for 3D platformers on the N64. So I'm going to say, yeah, at least an A plus to...
Thanks. That's generous.
to S. What? Whoa, Dark Solid X, thank you.
Hi Mana and everyone in chat. Just wanted to say stuff before I take off to work. Have a fun and grats on your 800 stream R2FM bag. Tragic 13 tap R2FM bag.
Oh, thank you so much for those bits, Dark Solid X. Thank you for the support and for being here and being my friend and one of the first people I met through the friends of through Twitch in real life, through the Mana meetup. So thank you, Dark Solid X. Have a great day at work. Good luck. Hope everything goes well. Do good and be well. And thank you again for those 100 bits. And Eric says, I like messing with my kids by playing the DK rap with no context. Donkey Kong. Chris says, oh man, a good thing Solid cheered. I think your alerts are always a tad too loud. There you go. My alerts are too loud. I can drop them. I've done it before. I can do it very easily. Whoop. They're so dropped. Done. Okay. What am I ranking? Jojo Sloth. Hey, how's it going? Well, we've got Ducks hanging out, and I am ranking Nintendo franchises. Okay. So this is all the Nintendo franchises. Or I'm missing some, I'm sure. So you can point them out if I am. But right now, we are on Donkey Kong. And Donkey Kong is where it gets kind of interesting because this is the real standout hit for Nintendo. This is what put Nintendo on the map. It is the entry point of Mario. Donkey Kong and the original 3 arcade games are a lot of fun. Donkey Kong Jr., flipping the script and having you play as the son of Donkey Kong. And then Donkey Kong 3, omitting Mario entirely and having you play as Stanley, the bug sprayer. Number 3 is actually my favorite. Used to play it in the skating rink, and it was a really simple idea. Donkey Kong with 2 vines, kind of like Donkey Kong Jr., scurrying up the 2 vines in level 1 at least, while you try to spray his behind with the bug sprayer, all the while avoiding having your plants pilfered by pests. Really, really enjoyable series, and with things like the Donkey Kong game on Game Boy, which I don't have, but I'd like to pick up at some point. Really expanding on that sort of arcade score chasing aspect. It's got to be an A for me. Historically, excellent, really fun, and it's a solid A for me. Hey, Mictron Gaming, happy 800th episode. Thank you so much. If we're counting DK94, I might consider it S, Pixel Knight says. I mean, it's close to an S for me. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Good A, Moxio says. Hey, Mictron Gaming. Look at Mictron Gaming, who is green. Look at that. It's very appropriate for the Tron, Mictron. Mictron just entered the pool. It's getting a little bit busy in here. Fun fact about me and DKC3, Krazer says. Donkey Kong Country 3 is around my 3rd favorite game of all time, as well as my first game ever played. Oh, nice. Twitchy Berry says Game Boy Donkey Kong was the best in this series. Jojo, it's so good to see you, by the way. Krazer says I never jammed with the OG Donkey Kong games, but that may be because I wasn't that into arcade games and I started with Country. That might be. And Mike Tron says I'm a green ducky. Exactly. Animate Barrel says I had a Donkey Kong board game as a kid, and it came with an awesome plastic Donkey Kong that would hold barrels and release them. Oh, that's really cool. We also have to count the impact and legacy of the OG Donkey Kong games, especially the first one. So I would say S. You know what? Shoot. Legacy? Yeah. That's an S tier. You're right. It pains me because I would choose to play Donkey Kong Country, the original, for example, over probably any other standard Donkey Kong experience these days. That's not necessarily true. And when I go to an arcade, one of my favorite things to do is to go to the Donkey Kong game. Oh, and you know what? Here's what seals the deal. S tier. Because Nintendo's arcade cabinets were always such striking cabinets. And I do love the look of them. And that original Donkey Kong cabinet with the inset monitor and the plexi right there, super good. In fact, you may or may not know this, but I actually modeled my own arcade overlay for when I'm streaming arcade games on the Donkey Kong series. So, for example, if I were to show, boom, this is how I usually will stream an arcade game, or boom for vertical. And of course, as you can see, heavily inspired by that Donkey Kong look. So I think I got to go with that. Jojo says, yeah, I haven't been active much, but I wanted to come and celebrate 800 streams. I still remember the early days of the vanilla Minecraft server and Manamon. Oh, man. Manamon, yes. Pokemon-esque Minecraft. How cool was that? Jojo, I do remember that fondly, too. And, you know, I don't know if you know this. I've actually dove back into vanilla Minecraft. I've been playing, and I'll be playing again real soon, in fact. My next stream on Friday will be Minecraft. So that should be pretty fun as well. But anyway, Dr. Mario Twitchy Brave says, B tier Tetris variant. Ooh. What is this? Crazy says, when I go to an arcade, I'm all about pump it up. Dr. Mario? Dr. M? I don't know that one. Beethoven Virus and... Is that Dr... I don't know what that is. Dr. M, Beethoven Virus, and Vivaldi Winter. I don't even know those. Oh my gosh. Look it up. I see Mana is in his Shaggy costume on the cabinet. What? Where's Scooby? Oh, yeah. Oh! Yeah, that's right. In the cabinet. That's right. Oh, those are the songs you dance to. I gotcha. I got you now. They were all super hype remixes of classical music. Nice. Was that on DDR? I think that was on DDR. So, but Jojo, it's so good to see you. Thank you for wishing me that, and it's so good to just be able to connect with you. You're always welcome here. I know you've got a lot going on with life, but I hope we never lose touch. Dr. Mario, it's a puzzler clone. It's a solid puzzle game. I don't think it ever really turned into anything incredibly special. But Ms. Mana really enjoys it. And so I'm going to drop it into B-. That's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to go with. I feel good about B-. The original Dr. Mario, by the way. Oh, Namus jumped in. Namus right there. Not sure what's going on there. It's like you've got real big eyebrows or something. Namus in the pool. I actually agree with B for the melee character, Moxio says. Oh, and that's a good point too. I do really like the look of Dr. Mario. Moxio says D. Yeah. And those were the see, Crazier says pump it up is like Dance Dance Revolution, but instead of up, down, left, right, it's diagonal arrows and a center square. Oh, okay. Vivaldi Winter is actually my favorite classical song of all time, and Baina's remix is out of this world. Okay. I will have to look into that. Pump it up. I'm not familiar with that. That's cool. Yeah, Dr. Mario, Ms. Mana really likes Dr. Mario, and we played a lot of, actually it was Dr. Luigi on the Wii U during the year of Luigi, and some of the Wii U stuff, and that was a lot of fun. So I'm gonna give it a little bit extra there. Pixel Knight says, I'm not huge on puzzle games, but objectively it isn't the biggest, but still has a well-liked legacy, so I agree with Mana saying B. Might even make it B+. And here's the other thing. I got to give you a little memory. You know, nostalgia goes a long way. When I was a little kid, I shared this story before, but I had this dream where I was wandering around my backyard at night. As I wandered around, I noticed all these little creatures, red, yellow, blue. They were about yay big, these little aliens. Okay. And I was wandering around. They were by the dog house, and they were in the garden, and I almost looked like Pikmin, man, you know. But actually, in the morning, after I woke up, and I thought, oh, it was a weird dream, my mom tells me, oh, your dad found you last night sleepwalking around the entire backyard along the fence. I went, what? And I realized later, it was shortly after I had played Dr. Mario on the NES for the first time. And all of those little aliens that I saw really looked similar to the viruses in Dr. Mario. I don't know. Maybe I did see them. Maybe I didn't. The truth is out there. But anyway, that's my little story, and it's kind of a fun connection to Dr. Mario, playing the original game at a friend's house only a few nights before that. So, Earthbound is next, and this is where I have a feeling things are going to get a little bit heated, shall we say. Moxio says, oh wow. Dr. Mario, Kaboomer says, is one of the games you pull out when you don't have internet or during a power outage. There you go. Now Yoshi's Cookie is S tier, Pixel Knight says. Twitchy Bear says, I know Earthbound by reputation, not experience. Now, I have played it. I'm not a big fan of turn-based RPGs. I'm just not. But darn it, this has charms. So if I were to say, you know, Earthbound, turn-based RPG, I'm not super into them. It's definitely at least an average game, but it has the quirkiness, a humor, and just a sort of a good tongue-in-cheek kind of thing. Plus, you know what? It's got a neat art style. It was a huge deal when it was launched. The clay models that were used in all the promotional materials was interesting. Earthbound's going to be a B for me. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what I'm going to do. S tier for me. Great RPG series, especially Mother 3, Pixel Knight says. Oh no. Uh-oh. Crazer, that's it. Man, Crazer's threatening me with violence. I knew this was going to happen. Hey, Eric says, I'm done cooking dinner, so I'm getting off here so I can eat and watch the football game with my 9-year-old. He likes football more than video games. Eric, thank you so much for being here. Do good, be well, stay safe and healthy, and enjoy time with your family. Thanks for hanging out. Carter Malian, hello. Crazer, I think aiming at me with one of the Splatoon weapons, but misses, thankfully. Oh my gosh. Mana has withdrawn from battle, Crazer says. Eric says, Appy 800, and Earthbound for how creative it is and the impact it had on RPGs gets an S for me. That's the only right answer. Okay, I'm leaving now. Right on. Hey, Dark Solid X came in. Look at Dark Solid X as a little Viking. That's fun. Okay. I'm putting it in B, but that's mostly because I'm not super interested in turn-based RPGs. F-Zero. C. Honestly, I feel like this, which really was somewhat of almost a tech demo for the Super Nintendo. It was a launch game for the Super Nintendo in the 16-bit era. It was showing off Mode 7. As a racing game, I think Mario Kart does it far better. And in fact, I think there were a lot of other racing games, even without Mode 7, that I would find more fun. I'd rather go back to Rad Racer than F-Zero. I'm gonna give F-Zero a solid C. F-Zero C for Twitchy Berry 2. It fell far short of Mario Kart its direct competition, and I think that's it. It's average at best, I would say. Anime Bro says, man, how does it feel to be so wrong? Gar says F-Zero is S rank for me. Best racing game ever made. Wow. Crazer says not really, ain't my thing. Crazer says. Now Pixel Knight says Mother 3. Oh, interesting. Going back to Mother 3 real quick, but Mother 3 alone puts this series S tier for me. See, I've never played Mother 3, so I don't know. But I don't know. Crazer's given some shade to Mario Kart, so I don't know. I don't think Crazer's gonna be so happy with me in a little bit. But Fire Emblem, the Fire Emblem franchise, it's a strategy game. Not really a fan of those either. Turn-based strategy this time, not turn-based role-playing. I really feel like it's pretty generic. I've played a few entries in this series. I find that there's so many characters I lose track of them, and I don't know. Okay, now Crazer's saying, don't get me wrong, every Mario Kart game after the early ones are wonderful, especially 7 and 8. So that's good to know. And Pixel Knight's thinking I would maybe put it to B just because of the passionate fan base, and that is true. There is quite a passionate fan base, but I'm gonna keep it at C because I still feel like it also doesn't feel very Nintendo to me. Fire Emblem has always kind of felt like a franchise that like slipped through the slipped out of the company and not intentionally out of it. You know what I mean? It's a tactics role-playing game developed by Intelligent Systems, published by Nintendo. First came out for the Famicom, by the way, in 1990. So it is an old and venerated series. But I didn't really get into it until much later entries. And that's true for many people in the United States or in the West in general, because I believe really the first time that there was any sort of conversation around the franchise was in the Nintendo 64 era because of Smash Brothers. And so anyway, yeah. And Golden Sun, I'm going to throw into average as well. Because, no, I'm not going to do that. I don't know. I was talking about this game with some folks a little bit ago. I did play the tiniest bit of it. I want to play more of it. It is a sort of an adventure adventure game, sort of like an action adventure game, like Zelda, adventure role playing. It wasn't it's either C or unfamiliar for me right now because I'm sort of borderline. I've played a little bit, seen a little bit. I'm going to be kind and put Golden Sun in unfamiliar. That's what I'm going to do. That's how I'm going to treat that. I think that's probably the fairest way to do it. Crazer says, and I'd slap you if you don't put it on the A list. Crazer, by the way, just hopped in. Crazer 7 with your little floaty. Got quite a bit here in our pool. Run Mahana Memory's gonna be very upset if you don't put Golden Sun on S rank. So there we go. All right, Golden Sun's definitely at least A tier. I need to finish it, but it's fun. Pixel Night says, all right, unfamiliar is what I'm doing with that now. Kid Icarus. I'm gonna go with Kid Icarus. And Crazer drinks the tears of Fire Emblem fans. I think Fire Emblem is cool, Crazer explains, but I understand it not grabbing anyone. Kid Icarus, what's that? Crazer says. Kid Icarus Uprising is what holds, or really carries the franchise for me. The original game, I played through it on the 3DS, with the 3D Classics version of it. And it's fun. It's built on the same engine as Metroid. And we'll get to Metroid soon enough. You can see it over on the top right there, or bottom right, I mean. Kid Icarus, the first game, though, it's... it was okay. Uprising, however, carries it where I gotta put it in A. Uprising was such a creative game, and it shows how you can take a franchise that is maybe, if you took Uprising out of the equation, I'd probably put it in C, okay, as just about an average franchise. Maybe inching into B, but like probably C+. And then Uprising comes along and shows how you take a dormant franchise and one that's average at best, and then just unlock all the potential, play with nostalgia, come up with amazing new mechanics, play with lore and breaking the fourth wall. Absolute gem. And I think for that reason, A, solid A, really good. And if you want to see me play this, it is actually on my Twitch VODs, and I'll be creating a little playlist so you can watch all of my gameplay of Kid Icarus Uprising, and I think you'll enjoy it. Pixel Knight says, I haven't played Uprising, but I want to just for the writing. I might put it A tier. Yeah, and I put it there solidly. The one Kid Icarus Myths and Monsters game on Game Boy is... what was this? The one Kid Icarus Myths and Monsters on Game Boy fan is feeling like vegan chopped liver. You know, and I haven't really played that one that much, but... And it incorporated trading cards, A+. By the way, I found those recently, because I think we're going to do a comeback stream, and we're going to look at those little playing cards, which also, there were AR elements. Very cool. Great point. Twitchy Berry, I agree 100%. I love little playing cards, trading cards, AR cards, amiibo cards. I'm a sucker for it. And I think Twitchy Berry and I are cut from the same cloth on that, so yeah. Oh, gosh. Animate World says, I'm so tired, but it's too early to sleep. Oh, no. But yes, solid A+. It's almost S tier just for what it accomplished, but we'll leave it there now. Kirby, the Kirby series. I gotta tell you, platforming games. You know this. I'm a huge fan. I love platformers. It is my favorite genre by far, and I am someone who likes a challenge. You know, I like the challenges of Donkey Kong Country, and I like the challenges that you come across. And I'm not talking about some of the real, like, the platformers where it's just over the top. Something like Meat Boy, you know, comes to mind, where it's, you know, it's all about these pixel perfect things, or Kaizo Mario type things in Mario Maker. But I do like a challenge, and Kirby doesn't really pose that challenge. Kirby's all about almost like, how do we take this popular genre of platforming and just make it as approachable as possible? By the way, Jojo Sloth somehow ends up being a penguin. How perfect is that? Jojo, you're a penguin. I love it. Look at that. So Kirby's like, yeah, you know, it's approachability. It's comfort food, you know, which is funny and ironic because Kirby's, you know, inhaling enemies and food. It's about comfort and ease. And the first entry is an easy game, and I can go back and replay it in, you know, about a half an hour or so, and play all the way through it. And I do that from time to time. It's just it's solid. Kirby's Adventure was such a great game to play with friends. So fun. And now it's this expansive franchise where the most recent entries have been really good. For example, Forgotten Lands is fantastic. And even though it's a departure in some ways, allowing for open freedom in 3D movement, it still sticks to that super simple kind of gameplay with just unique little twists. And the inhale copy ability, so good, so clever. And of course, you've got Kirby's Dream Buffet, which I'm still going back to and enjoying, because this character lends itself to all of this goofiness. You know, Kirby, he could be, in a golf game, in a racing game, in a platformer, what have you. Brawlers. Kirby also is the best character in Smash Brothers. Fight me. Kirby is S rank for sure. That's what I'm going to say. Oh, Crazer says, I think Kirby's actually harder than Mario. Really? Now, Twitchy Berry. So this is Twitchy Berry and I have seen fairly eye to eye. Except I'm going to disagree on this. Kirby is C or B, fun but not deep. And I think you're right on the not deep. But that's okay. Sometimes you need that comfort food. So I love it. Crystal Shards. Oh yeah, Crazer. Yeah, Crystal Shards and Amazing Mirror are top tier absolute S games for me. Kirby is S tier for Pixel Knight. Let's see. See if I missed any other good comments here. Crazer says I missed this. Crazer actually was saying A tier. Animate Barrel telling Pixel Knight, I can't deny that it's crossed my mind. Pixel Knight says, but not too late for a nap. That poor Animate Barrel being so tired. Nice, simple, fun. Lots of content in most games. Fun, creative gameplay. S tier, Pixel Knight says. BRB, don't do. Hold on a second. What is this? I'm trying to read this. Animate Barrel says, BRB, don't do any S's without me. I think I just did. Sorry. Egg, Evil Guy. That's what I'm talking about. Evil Guy. I knew that Evil Guy was going to say this. Evil Guy. S tier for me, but that should be obvious. Evil Guy. I knew it was going to be for you. Definitely, I'm going to say it is S tier for me. Absolutely. Okay, this is a good point. Crazer says, mate, Kirby is as hard as nails if you try to 100% it. If you play casually, it's a breeze, though, but that's because all the depth and challenge in Kirby is optional. Really good point. I think that's awesome. Yeah, Kirby scales really well to different levels of interest. Now, Nemu's is like a little dragon, apparently. Nemu's just breathed fire, I just noticed. But yes, definitely S rank for me. All right, Luigi's Mansion. This is where we're probably gonna get some interesting ones. Yeah, Twitchy Berry says Luigi's Mansion. Why am I not seeing it? Hold on a second. What happened to Twitchy Berries? What happened to it? Luigi's Mansion. I'm a sucker for ghost busting. It is known for good looks for the hardware. Might pull an A. Here we go. We just got a redeemed message. Oh, Evil Guy just popped into the chat, and look at Evil Guy with the sunglasses. That's appropriate. Crazer says, try the True Arena in Kirby Superstar Ultra. I play with Mir, and it feels like a fighting game. It's amazing. Nice. I might have to check that out. So Luigi's Mansion, we got Twitchy Berry saying probably an A rank. I've played really primarily I played the first game, and I think I might have played a little of the second on a demo kiosk. I've never played the third, but from the first game alone, it's definitely above average. Very unique mechanics. The sucking up the ghosts with the poltergust is very fun. So it's definitely going to be up above C. Luigi's the protagonist, very clever. I'm not a fan of horror though, so that brings it down a bit, you know. But then, you know, it's light and fun horror. The really great sound effects, you know, all the whimpering and shivering and whatnot is kind of fun. I don't like the backtracking as much though. It can be a little obtuse at times. I'm gonna put it B+. B+ for me. It was very fun. Maybe with some more play, it might bump up, but B+ for me. That's what I'm gonna say it is. And evil guy, I like your duck. So what do you think right now? So far, what do you think? What do you think of? We're at our first Mario, kind of proper Mario game in the list. What do you think? What do you think of the tier list thus far? Okay, we don't have anything in D and F yet. Oh boy, I'm drinking. I gotta drink a lot of water because this is it's making me thirsty. It's making me thirsty. Oh, and Animate Barrel. Oh, Animate Barrel's probably not back yet. But anyway, let's just take a quick peek here at how our ducks are doing. They seem to be having a good time. We got quite a few of them here. Can we click on this? Oh. Oh, we can change the music. That's kind of cool. I like there's little sound effects here. Ooh. I don't get it. That's kind of cool. Oh, look at all the ducks we've gotten. See, look at that. We've got quite a few ducks. All right. Not bad. Okay. So let's head back here. All right. I'm getting tired. This is so much talking, but it's good. Okay, Twitchy Berry, can we rank Capcom series next? Ooh, that's a good call. Rank Capcom series next. I'm going to put that as a note. I have another one in mind too, which is ranking video game consoles. So just saying. Okay. Let's get back into it then. So next up, Mario and Luigi, right? So this is the sort of RPG, kind of a successor to Super Mario RPG. I'm not really a fan of turn-based RPGs. I'm not really a fan of this franchise. I haven't played through all of them. But you know what? I really like the mechanics that were introduced, or in this kind of thing. Think Mario RPG, you know, that kind of thing in with this. But I like the way that you have to actually interact during those battles. I like the mechanics, the interplay between Mario and Luigi. I'm actually going to throw this series above average in B. That's what I'm going to do right there. I think it's a pretty solid entry. Konami might be fun too. Good point, Twitchy Berry. Konami games would be fun. But you know what number one's going to be for me in S tier all day in Konami is going to be Sunset Riders. We just had another another person join us in here. I believe that was Carter Balian. Oh, what? Oh my! And Titus shot. What? What just happened? Titus shot. Come. Titus shot. What did you do? Titus shot just coming in hot. Wow. Well, that was a thing. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Intriguing. Oh my
Thanks.
gosh.
That's
Oh.
generous.
Oh,
Also happy 800th stream. Crazy to think you've gotten that many streams in.
oh, evil guy, thank you for those 800 bits. Oh my goodness, my friend. It is wild to think about that. I'm not going to lie. Yes, I'm very surprised. Thank you for those bits. 800 biddies. Oh my gosh. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't know, maybe am I saving Mitron, am I saving up for a Steam Deck? Is that what we're doing here? Crazer's got to do some editing work. Have fun with the controversial opinions. Lurks. Oh, Crazer, thank you so much. Really nice to have you here. and Crazer, edit away. You summon me. I don't know. Should I get a Steam Deck? What do you think? Yes. Bottom Man says to you, Crazer, enjoy your lurk. Good luck with your editing and do good and be well. Automod will see you out. I think Mana Sprout should get a kick out of it too, Mike Tron says. Unlurks for a bit, Crazer says. Street Fighter is F tier. Runs away from Mana's wrath. That's funny. I like it. Okay. Let's continue on. Evil Guy, thank you so much for that. Seriously. Carter Balian. I wanted to point out Carter Balian is here. Carter Balian right there. Carter Balian. Boom. Here we go. Okay. Let's go into some sports games here. Mario Sluggers, Mario Baseball, basically. Unfamiliar, no interest. NES Open, Mario Golf. You know what? Gosh darn it, these are really good games. Like, I want to put them in A almost, but I'm gonna put them in B. I really enjoyed the original NES Open. Mario Golf is just an excellent, fun franchise. I gotta put it in there. So there were just a couple of quick ones. Boom, right off the bat. Okay. Like you can get Stardew and stuff, Mictron says. Good point. Evil Guy says, no problem here. Here's to 800 more streams. Yes! That's it. Chichiberry says, it could. Don't know the later Mega Man games well enough. If it counts as separate franchises. Like X series and stuff, you mean? Yeah, I mean, Street Fighter... Well, hold on a second. Yeah, Street Fighter could be F tier, is what Twitchyberry is saying, I think, but I'm not totally sure. And then, yeah, the Mega Man games, I don't know the later Mega Man games well enough to know if it counts as a separate franchise. X series is definitely different, but the main line, I would say, would be, you know, all the same. But I don't know. Mario Kart is what we are up to now. Mario Kart. And honestly... I feel like I don't even need to argue this one. Mario Kart is S tier. Absolutely. I think that it is the ultimate party game. It is consistently an excellent franchise. It is the franchise that I'm always hoping for when it comes to new hardware. Disman just popped in, by the way, trying to police things, I think. Twitchyberry says Mario Kart 1, 3, 6, 7, and 8 are S, but the others drag it down. Honestly, I can't think of a single Mario Kart game I would not want to just pick up and play right now. Solid S rank for me. So that's what I'm going to go with there. Mario Paint. What a creative idea. Put a mouse and a interactive artistic suite, electronic art suite in the hands of those who with a Super Nintendo. I've got to definitely put Mario Paint in A. Evil Guy says, I'm so glad you put Mario Kart 8 in S. I gotta say, this is representing the franchise, not just the game. So the franchise as a whole. So Mario Kart as a whole. But yes, I think Mario Kart 8 is definitely S tier. Absolutely. I think it's an incredible Mario Kart game. And Mario Kart games are already incredible. But yes, Evil Guy says, okay, that makes sense. So yeah. So I just kind of pick one for each of the titles. It was the ones that looked kind of cool. Just the images. So I made this tier list. And I just tried to get good representations of the franchise as a whole. Maybe a well-known entry or a really good cover art, something like that. So, but yeah, Mario Kart as a whole, S tier. It is the best party game. S rank all the way. Now, speaking of party games, now I just played Mario Party 8 on stream last stream. Oh my gosh, it was painful. But I know it's not representative of the entire series. I'm going to be a little bit here edgy, and I'm going to put it in D. The reason is this. Granted, I have not had that much experience. I could almost put it in unfamiliar, but I've played several of the games now at this point. And I've played some of the not as well liked games, okay? So admittedly, that's going to be a part of it. You know, I played the Wii U title, which I can't even remember the name of it. I think it was 10. I played 8 on the Wii. That wasn't really good. And Evil Guy says, to be fair, the franchise does not have the most consistent track record, kind of like the Yoshi series, unfortunately. And Evil Guy, I think, at the end of the day, I just got to put it's below average. I think it's a mini game compilation with a board game center. And I've seen it done several times in several different ways, and sometimes in ways that may be superior to Mario Party. But at the end of the day, if I want to play a board game, and if I want to play video games with people, I want to play video games. And if I want to play a board game with people, I want to play board games. And Mario Party, the mini games are kind of cool. The board game mechanics that I've played in the different ones don't seem like they really add to the experience. And so for that reason, I'm going to drop it from average down to D. Strikers, I can honestly say I have not played. Tennis, however, Mario Tennis, this includes the Virtual Boy game. That's going to be... That's going to be a C for me. Tennis is fun to play. Obviously, Pong is such a classic and iconic video game, and it's based entirely off of tennis. But it doesn't translate to video games as well as golf, in my opinion. Save for Pong. Pong is exceptional. If we had Mario Tennis like Pong, I think I'd probably play more of it. But tennis games always feel a little bit like I'm not totally in control, whereas with golf games, I feel like I'm more in control. So I'm going to put Mario Tennis in the average rank. Pixel Knight says, Mario Party is about A or B tier. The bad ones drag it down for me. Evil Guy says, I wonder if playing the better games in the Mario Party series might improve my rating in the future. And I think that's entirely possible, especially since I'll be playing 1 and 2 come November with folks here through Nintendo Switch Online. Pat Shot just got here. Welcome, Pat Shot. I didn't know they were here, but I think we just accidentally called out a lurker because the duck has slid in. All right, now here we go. The Mario versus Donkey Kong, or the Minis series. This is a really kind of neat Lemmings-esque game. And it's just kind of creative. It's a good little puzzler. I like the look of it. I'm going to give this one... I'll put that in a B. I like it. What more do I have to say? It started out as these little micro games, and they just kind of work. They're fun. So I'm going to put that there. Pixel Knight says, puts on nerd glasses. Actually, the Virtual Boy one is Mario's Tennis, not Mario Tennis. You know what, Pixel Knight? You're not wrong, but I'm kind of blending some I'm blurring some lines. We got to do this with some of these franchises. It's a little complicated otherwise. I think 1 through 4 are the most consistent Mario Party games, Evil Guy says. After 4 is where things got a bit shaky. Gotcha. Okay. Metroid Prime. I'm not a big fan of first-person shooters. Let me say that right off the bat. Not a big fan of first-person shooters. You probably know this, right? And the Prime series is one that I've not played all the way through yet. But what I have played, I really have enjoyed. And Metroid Prime Pinball, even though it's a spin-off, is a lot of fun. And Metroid is good just in general. And I think as far as first-person shooters go, Metroid made sense logically. And what Rare was able to do with the franchise was exceptional. I'm going to put Metroid over in B right here. I think that's an appropriate place for it. So our B rank now is spilling over, but I think that's good. Metroid Prime, maybe if I play more of it, it could also expand up to A, but I think it's a solid B+, B+. It definitely had a big, important impact on gaming, being Nintendo's really kind of big first official foray into first-person shooters. It was the GameCube era. It was new, exciting. Samus was kind of still pretty relevant in the eyes of many gamers, what with several entries recently, plus the Smash Brothers series. We didn't get a proper Metroid game in the N64 era on consoles, so GameCube, the new hardware, showing what could be done, pretty cool. I think it's a solid place to put it. Now, we've got Metroid, the original Metroid. Okay, this is where I'm actually going to put Metroid. Oh, this is tough. This is really tough. Part of the problem right now that I'm running into, you see, is I'm doubting myself. See, I think A makes sense. Mario Paint, again, I had put plenty hours into it. I love it. Excellent. But it's not quite S tier. Same with Kid Icarus Uprising. But I think Donkey Kong Country I might want to put into S tier now. Because Metroid, in my opinion, is sort of alongside Donkey Kong Country. But I don't feel like A does Metroid justice, and I'm not sure it's doing Donkey Kong Country justice. Metroid Dread is so superb. But then the original Metroid, it's so easy to get lost in that game. And frankly, it's one of those games that you do have to map out. And I don't like mapping out in video games. I don't want to work that hard. Later games with the addition of the map really, really did improve things. Oh, Animate Barrel made it in. Animate Barrel looks like Animate Barrel's in PJs, little Daisy PJs. Aw, look at Animate Barrel. That's awesome. Animate Barrel, when Animate Barrel gets back, there's your ducky. Because of that, I didn't think about this, but the first couple Metroid games really didn't do great jobs of being clear in where you're supposed to go. And so Super Metroid is when I really got into the franchise. And then, after that, there were some good side-scrolling outings. And Fusion was pretty good. But Dread is just so superb. I'm going to give it an A+. I'm going to keep it there. Hey, Twitchy Berry is seeing it here. Labo coming up. That's right. I had kits 1 through 4. Nice idea. Little longevity C, though I can't call it average game in any sense. We are almost there, but first we have the NES remix. The remix games, how cool were these? I feel like with the remix games, nostalgia was a big part. The games were so good right off the bat. And then it was just a clever idea. I want to put it in like A minus because it took already great games, classic games. It took all your nostalgia and then it just sort of threw you in this great little playground, and it was a lot of fun. I think the NES remix or the remix series, yeah, it's like an A minus. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. Labo. Now, according to G Berry, it's average. Whew, tricky. You know, we've been working through, that is Mana Sprout and myself, the Labo set that you actually see pictured here, the first set. I happen to have all the sets, and I've played some of the VR sets myself. I was working, on some of the VR. In fact, you can see I've got the VR. Well, you probably can't see. Well, you might. It's tiny, but if I do like this, maybe you'll see it a little bit over here. Oh, you can't see it actually. Hold on. We'll make this happen then. Just a second. Let me grab it and show you what I'm talking about then. Under my Virtual Boy, is the VR headset, the Labo VR headset. Okay, this is a tough one in some ways, but I think what I got to do is I got to approach this from a game perspective. I am a sucker. So, so the creating, the cardboard creation, that piece of it is super fun. Okay. I really like that. I love doing that with my daughter. It's very enjoyable. It's almost like combining origami with Lego and model building, and then there's all this room to decorate these Labo. I think it's such a clever idea, and I wish that it was still going strong because I still love it. And you can see so many people really do creative things from scratch with cardboard, inspired by Labo. But that aside, let's just look at it from the game perspective for a moment. They're little mini games. It inspired the Game Maker Workshop, which I have to get. I haven't got that yet, but I want to pick it up. And they're small, but here's the thing. Because you now have created your controller, I'm a sucker for unique controls. This is why I'm interested in different controllers and interface devices for video games. You basically create your controllers, and the fishing rod for Labo is so good. Hey, Blake. GJ. Blake's in. Like a secret agent. Labo fishing rod, that experience is amazing. It's so cool. And the fact that you created it and you know how it works makes it even cooler. And I think the Labo, for the experiences you have, I think it's an A. I think it's an A. It's so creative. It may be a B because then you have to figure out how to store all these things, and it can be a lot of work. But man, that idea is solid. I think it's got to be an A. I think I'm going to put in A rank, and that's tough. A minus maybe, but I think it's got to be an A rank. So, Tucci Bear says, a couple of my kids loved it, but we don't pull it out much anymore. And that's true. But I feel like if you had unlimited space and you could just kind of keep all the things out, we would probably be playing with some of these things a little more than we would, right? And Animate Barrel says, I have a duck. Animate Barrel, you have a duck. Look, Animate Barrel's duck is... let's see if we can get it. Come on. Animate Barrel's duck is sort of hidden there. There we go. Animate Barrel's duck right there. Yeah, have a duck. So that's going to be my thought. Yeah, Labo, that's what we're doing. Yeah. And it's a nice learning tool, Labo. I agree, Twitchy Berry. It is a nice learning tool. Pixel Knight says I put Labo in the Nintendo's weird experiment category, I would say. Yeah. And Animate Braille says, I love it so much. It's so good. It's like the perfect duck for you, Animate Braille. I love it. This is such a weird game. I think this, for the 800 stream, this just works so perfectly. I love doing this tier list and just having the sort of ambient sounds and the ducks in the background. Like, it's so bizarre. I love it. Okay. Next up, we have Nintendogs. The Nintendogs franchise, everybody. What do you think of that? I haven't played with it too much, but I love the idea. Tamagotchi is a lot of fun. I played with, that. Virtual pets, right? And boy, when the 3DS came about, and seeing these pups, just really, just bound out of the 3D. It's pretty cool. It is a fairly average pet sim, right? Does it do enough to raise it to B? No, I don't think it does. I think we're just gonna keep it at average. But boy, it was a cool idea. D for dogs, Twitchy Berry says. Yeah, I mean it's a pet sim. It's a very good pet sim. That's not. See, if I say that, then I have to raise its rank. It is a good pet sim, but maybe I am making a judgment call on pet sims. I don't want to do that. It feels like it's solid, but somewhat generic. I don't know. I'm keeping it in C. I don't think I'm gonna put D, but there's more than one. Yeah, Nintendogs and here's the thing. Nintendogs is actually you've got your sort of your mix of games. So it started on the DS. And there's different breeds, plus there are 3DS titles with different breeds. And then I think Nintendo Cats as well. I'm trying to find real quickly the list of games in it. Hold on. Nintendo. Here we go. Okay. So yeah, Nintendogs plus Cats was one of them as well. Gosh, where I just want like the list of Nintendogs franchise. Okay, here we go. Maybe. So first on the DS. Oh, and then a Far Cry, who rated us earlier, just came on in. A Far Cry, a nice blue duck there. A Far Cry, thank you for the raid. So the first games came out on the DS, and that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 separate titles based on the types of dogs that you wanted. So there was Chihuahua, Dachshund, Labrador, and then Shiba Inu. That was Japanese only. Then there was Nintendogs Best Friends, and then Dalmatian and Friends. Then on the 3DS, we had French Bulldog and New Friends, Golden Retriever and New Friends, Toy Poodle and New Friends, and then also in Japan only, the Shiba Inu and New Friends. There's a lot of games. Suffice to say, that's enough for that. We'd be here all day. But there's a lot of games. So yeah, which Mario? Well, hold on a second. Animate Barrel says which Mario for a D. That is Mario Party. Mario Party. That franchise is the only D for me right now. No Fs as of yet. But that's the only D. There we go. So, on Nintendogs, my first DS game, Mike Tron says, oh, cool. See, I feel like a lot of people would have good memories with it, you know? All right. The Paper Mario series, and I feel like the style of it is really cool. It is a turn-based RPG. It kind of has the same thing going as Mario and Luigi Superstars. I'm going to put it up in B. I also am kind of a sucker for the more platforming one in the Wii, so. But I had so much fun the other night, Animate Barrel declares, of my Mario Party D rank. Actually, I did. That was such a fun stream with Mario Party 8, but terrible game. S, Animate Barrel says. So yeah, Super Paper Mario, that's going to be solid B for me. Similar story to Mario and Luigi. It's a series I haven't had a whole ton of experience with, but I do feel like it's a little bit more than just a generic RPG-like game, you know, in a good way. Okay, the ducks are getting a little crabby now. My goodness. All right, Picross. Yeah, that's pretty average. I don't know that. I mean, it's Picross with Mario. In fact, I don't know. I'm thinking we also have like the Zelda one. It's Picross. It's Picross, everybody. It's Picross. I mean, puzzle games are cool, but yeah, it's gonna be average. No, it's gonna be a little below average. A little below average. Nah, yeah, it's yeah. That last one made me cry twice. That's an S. Oh, Paper Mario is an S. I'm so sorry. Now we get. I'm gonna BRB for a bit. No problem, Pixel Knight. Now we're to Pikmin, and I haven't had a lot of experience with Pikmin either, but I like the type of game that it is. It's the type of game. I'm popping B for now, because I think that the use of the various control inputs that Nintendo has utilized for this series is really good. I use and utilize a lot, but you know what I mean. It's clever. The Wii U Pikmin 3, really kind of clever. Using the stylus on the gamepad, using the Wii remotes if you're playing on the Wii. It's that was, I think, Pikmin 2 with new play control. I like the style. It also reminds me of Little King's Story, where you have these sort of characters that you can summon and throw at a objective. It's not super violent. Yes, you take out enemies, but there's actually other objectives as well. It's just a really cool thing. It's a B. It's a B. I like it. It's above average for sure. I don't think it's quite up there for me yet, but it has the potential to rise. Pilot Wings. Solid A for me. The very first game, Pikmin is A at least, Sushiberry says. I first got it as a bonus game, free with Mario Kart 8, and it saw more play from my family at large. Ooh. Well, see, there you go. I love that. I love hearing those stories and those connections. Ooh. Eric just came in. Eric is a knight. I love it. Welcome in, Eric. Welcome to the pool. I like that. I think I might enjoy Pikmin more. I'm excited for Pikmin 4. We'll see how it goes. It could definitely rise. Now, where did we just leave off? Pilot Wings. Animate Barrel asks, what is Picross? It's a puzzle game where you have to you have numbers and you figure out how many squares you need to fill in, and it creates an image. So it feels a little bit like, because it's something you could do in paper form. It's a little easier to do with the stylus, but then I feel like I end up just cheating, and so I don't usually play it that much. I might play the Zelda one at some point. Hey, Eric's coming back just long enough to say that Pikmin would be an S, except that Bingo Battle needs to be online, but it's an A. And then there we go. We can go ahead and look. Eric, your duck just arrived. Eric, I can't find it at the moment with everything. There's Eric. Boom. Look at, you're a knight, Eric. You're a knight. So Animate Bro says, ooh, yeah, D. Yep, I think that's it. It's just, it's a very kind of basic sort of thing. Pilot, oh boy, ooh, interesting. Twitchy Berry says, Pilot Wings disappointed on an SNES and hasn't improved. It's draw, D. Oh, that hurts. I know nostalgia plays heavy in this. My dad and I played the original Pilot Wings on the SNES a ton. We loved the music. We loved the challenge. He's a big fan of aviation, and so that was a draw for us. We played all the way to the end. We beat that game. We played the little bonus stages at the end, all that, and really enjoyed it. So nostalgia factor was huge for that. But it's still a game I enjoy going back to, and I think trying to land on those targets just right still is exhilarating. As the franchise went on, I didn't really play Pilot Wings 64 that much, but once I got my 3DS, picking up Pilot Wings Resort was as close to getting back to the original experience as I had at that point. My dad and I actually played it. He thought it was pretty cool. It didn't capture us as much as the original game, partly because it was on a 3DS, but it's just a really neat experience. You don't have to worry necessarily about the objectives if you don't want to. You could just have fun flying. And I love the whole idea of flying. So with nostalgia in mind, with the experience being really enjoyable, there's some diversity in the different games. There's definitely some tech on display for each of the systems that it appears on. Pilot Wings gets an A from me. Nostalgia is a heavy factor in it, I must admit. But that first game, and music, nostalgia and music, that first game was really good. Okay, who have I offended by saying all of that? All right. And Eric says, dressed as a knight, as I should be. Okay, back to football. Have a good one, Eric. Picross D, Twitchy Berry says. So we've got a agreement on there. All right, what's next? Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, in this case. I haven't played a lot of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. I've heard it's good, but I have to put it unfamiliar. Pokemon Rumble World. This was pretty fun. The Rumble series. It's kind of like all these little toy Pokemon that you have in this big world. And I think it kind of probably is also where we get the Pokemon Quest game. And that's been fun. Mana Sprout and I've enjoyed that. But, from a gameplay perspective, it's pretty basic. You don't do a lot. I'm going to give it average. Pokemon Snap, I wanted to be something better, and I got to put it in D. I wanted to be able to just take pictures of Pokemon and enjoy, and Moxio's here. Moxio's like a little mouse duck. Hi, Moxio. I wanted Pokemon Snap to be better. I wanted Pokemon Snap to be an experience of just really just reveling in the world of Pokemon and all the unique and creative characters that are there. And instead, we got lists and lists of dialogue and repetition over and over as the main gameplay mechanic. And honestly, limitations of how many photos you could take and limitations on the type of photo you could take. I wanted to be able to take artful photos, and instead I had to take photos that were meeting these bizarre parameters. Yeah, Snap, definitely disappointing. And There you go. Yeah, Snap was just not quite there. Animate Barrel says. So I'm glad to know it wasn't just me. Twitchy Berry says Snap C needed more Labo. Yeah, I think yeah, Labo would have been a cool little thing to add in there. Twitchy Berry does agree though. Pokemon Rumble is fun, but C, yeah, it's fun. I like it, but it's just yeah. Pokemon Stadium, I have to say, unfamiliar. All right, here's Pokemon. It is all over the board. It is seriously, it is all over the board for me. I don't even know how to rank this one. First of all, it's at a disadvantage because I don't like turn-based RPGs all that much, especially ones that don't have anything creative like the Mario and Luigi and the Paper Mario games. Pokemon is at its core a very standard JRPG, turn-based RPG with random encounters, which is actually the other thing I'm not a fan of. I'm really not a fan of random encounters. I tried playing the original Pokemon game, Blue, on my 3DS, and I couldn't finish it. I've tried playing Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and got into it a lot more. I liked the mechanics of catching Pokemon. I liked the visuals. I liked that you could see the Pokemon before you get into a battle with them. I like the art style in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. But Pokemon as a whole also has all of these other games that have varying degrees of appeal to me. I feel like the remakes often, especially the newer ones, really were lacking in the art department. And I just don't have an interest in playing most Pokemon games. And, aside from I could say I'm interested in Sword and Shield, Sun and Moon, and the originals, and the Let's Go. That's about it. I really haven't felt myself drawn to any of the Arceus or anything like that. Pokemon also feels like a missed opportunity because it could be a series that allows you to really collect and have fun. That's like the core. I like collecting, and yet it holds you back from collecting by these arbitrary things that say, well, no, you only have so many slots. And Pokemon Go, which I know is not really a mainline Pokemon title, but Pokemon Go, microtransactions before you can hold more. Honestly, I mean, I'd even be tempted to put it in an F for me. I think Pokemon succeeds in some key ways, and it's had longevity, but I think it has more to do with the appeal of the different characters and the collecting than consistently awesome gameplay as my mind. I don't know. You knew this was going to be controversial. But it's not an F. It's better than an F. Pokemon's a D. Pokemon just never quite rose to where I want it to be, but that's my thought. Any thoughts? Anyone want to fight me on Pokemon? Twitchy Berry says Pokemon is a B. Pokemon is a B. I think I could give it to you. See, here's what I'm thinking. Average, I dropped it for the negatives, but I could see there's positives. You boosted it. I think that. Hey, look at this. We've got JJDB coming in here. Look at that. That's fun. I like that. This looks like Geralt or something. JJDB in the pool. So I think Pokemon probably could be in C for me, but I'm gonna leave it in D. I just have not even the games I really enjoy in the Pokemon franchise. I don't go back to them. I haven't gone back to them. We'll see. This may change with Mana Sprout getting older and getting more interested. And she's into Pokemon far more than me, so that could change. Now, another thing, Twitchy Berry says, Punch Out, a rare treat when it appears. A. Yeah, you know what? Punch Out, a lot of fun. I really enjoyed in the Wii era, Doc Lewis's Punch Out, but also just the Punch Out for Wii. Punch Out is a boxing game. Boxing games can be kind of fun. ARMS, I wanted ARMS to succeed. ARMS was kind of like the evolution of the Wii era Punch Out. A lot of fun. I don't think it quite hits A for me, but definitely a B+, I would say. Unfortunately, Pushmo, Pulmo, all that series, I've yet to actually play it. I've got it on my 3DS. I'm excited for it, but that's all I've done. NES was the best, is what Twitchy Berry says. I have played the arcade game, and that is probably why it doesn't hit A for me, because the arcade game was all right. The NES game, not bad, but I got to play a little more for the nostalgia to kick in. I'm putting it in B+. And I'm unfortunately putting Pushmo, Crashmo, all those in unfamiliar. I have not yet played them. I've got them on my 3DS ready to play. Unfortunately, Rhythm Heaven, same deal. Okay. Now, we're on to something interesting. Sin and Punishment. Sin and Punishment. Let's start at C. Sin and Punishment is... by the way, we're in the S's now. Just to let you know, we're getting close. This is, I believe, our last row. We've got Xenoblade as the final. So we are in the home stretch, I believe. We are in the home stretch indeed. So, whew, man, we've been going strong. We've been going since 5 o'clock. That is now a solid 3 hours. And I am going to lose my voice from all of this talking. But 800 streams, we're having a blast. By the way, as much as I was harassing Pokemon, got my little Pikachu Pez dispenser. I do. I've got my little you know what? And I need a little Pez break. Boop. No! That's why Pokemon's lame. Okay. So, that happened. Oh, man. Sad mana. Oh, here we go. Andu, welcome in, Andu. And did you notice you got yourself a gifted sub? Andu says, my favorite Mario series is New Super Mario Brothers. Ooh. Twitchy Berry says, Smash is a decent fighter with a solid, consistent gimmick. Nice extras and roster buffs. Each game, A. You ate too many during Mario Party, Animate Braille says. You're right. That made me really sad. All right. Let's continue on. Andu, you might find yourself in the swimming pool with the ducks. Just saying. We actually haven't looked in. Oh, Nerd Holly's here. We haven't looked in on the pool in a little bit, but we've got quite a number of ducks in there. It's getting busy, Nerd Holly, howdy. Oh, Nerd Holly coming right on in with the little unicorn. Oh, look at that! Wow, unicorn duck Nerd Holly coming on in. Smash is A, but Melee is S. Moxio says, intriguing. But there we go. Look at that. All right. Back we go to our tier list, Nerd Holly, celebrating 800 streams. Here I am, just working through a little tier list of Nintendo franchises. That's what we're doing right now. What are these ducks, Nerd Holly asks. It is a little game called Watch Your Plastic Duck. And there's Twitch integration, and the ducks come on in. And that's basically it. Nerd Holly, they interact, they do different things, but there you go. That's it. And right now, it's something that's going on whilst we do our tier list. Really is what it comes down to. Sin and Punishment. I didn't actually get to this one. Sin and Punishment is an interesting one. We're talking Nintendo franchises, right? So Sin and Punishment. It's a rail shooter. I'm a big fan of rail shooters. Okay, it's by Treasure and Nintendo. The original game came out on the N64. There was another entry on the Wii, and that's how I first encountered the series. Star Fox is like the best. We're gonna get to it, so I shouldn't say too much yet. But Star Fox, great. I like Star Fox. Rail shooters are awesome. Sin and Punishment, kind of an interesting one to. I'm not sure. It's a little bit edgy, more edgy than I'm usually used to or that I would like. But darn it, if it isn't fun. I'm actually going to boost it up to B. Solid. Nerd Holly says, I immediately saw Super Mario World, literally my childhood. Super Mario World. Yes, we're getting there. We're getting there. Sin and Punishment is super difficult too, Evil Guy says. Yeah, it is super difficult. But I'm going to put it on B. I'm going to put it on B. B minus maybe, but that's tough. Moxio says, I haven't played Sin and Punishment, but would probably have liked it a lot. I think you might. And it is on the Nintendo Switch Online service. Right? I believe it is. And then the remake on the Wii was actually a lot of fun. I enjoyed that a lot. So, and you used like the Wii remote and to aim, and then you move around with the analog stick. It was quite good. So the Wii version, yeah. Evil Guy says, I love the Wii version. Right there with you. That's honestly the biggest reason I have it in B and not C. The Wii version is good. Didn't like the final boss though. I'm trying to remember the final boss. I remember it was tricky, but I don't remember it that well. I might need to replay that at some point. But it was a pretty good game. So, Andrew has the Wii. Nice. So then we get to Super Smash Brothers, and we've had people talking about it. Smash is A, Melee is S, Moxio says. Yes, Smash is D for me. Smash is D. Smash is D. You know it would be fun to play on these streams, Evil Guy says. Uh-oh, what? Moxio says, oof. Moxio says, oof. I gotta be honest. A big part of why I say D and not C. I really feel like I still struggle to see this platforming fighting game genre as Andrew says, huh? I still struggle to see the genre as being that fun, as working that well. You have so many people on a screen; it's hard to keep track of what's going on. The mechanics, it's not as chess-like as a one-on-one fighting game, and the damage meter. That whole concept, I feel, is like it's okay. Like it is an average. It's like an average concept, I would say, that was made great by the licenses, by the IP, by the Nintendo franchises, and then eventually, Andu just appeared, and I think Andu's upset at me for what I just said about Smash Brothers. I think that Smash was carried, in that my own interest, at least, for sure. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know people love Smash Brothers, and I'm kind of being a little bit antagonistic here. I know it's actually a really good game in a lot of ways. And there's so much care and thought put into it. And I know that people really are passionate about it, and the people behind it are passionate about it. I mean, Sakurai is amazing. Oh, hey, look, Andu kind of agrees with me. Yeah, okay, I dislike the damage meter. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. So I think that for me, the interest was always about the playing as all these characters that I loved, and learning about new Nintendo franchises. And that's why I got the Wii U era and the 3DS, Smash games, and I got all the DLC. I just couldn't do it again for Switch because I just don't play it. I would rather a game also with... I would rather have more solid single-player experience, and I know that there was some of that. I believe it was on Wii with Brawl. Can't remember. But where you could go through and there's sort of that single-player piece. There were elements that I liked, but it just felt like I had to work to play Smash instead of, hey, this is really just genuinely fun. And I just don't have a nostalgia for it. So Moxio says Brawl had the best single player. I think that's what it is. And maybe I'm just looking for a different experience than Smash has to offer. I'm going to put Smash along with Mario Party, these N64 era games that came out, kind of low on the list. Sorry. This one has more to do with my own personal interest in it than it as a quality game. Actually, from a quality perspective, it probably is at least an A. But because I just am so not into it, I'm putting it in a D. So, Andu says, yes, I agree, very emphatically, but to what? Because I said several things just then, and I'm not sure. Was it about the rank? Was it about the single player? Was it about that it would be higher up if it wasn't for personal interest? I got to know more. Okay, we got Splatoon coming up, everybody. We got Splatoon coming up. And I've said this before, of the Wii U era is my favorite Wii U game. It was the game I logged the most time in. I really like Splatoon a lot. Brawl is nice, Andu says. Okay, there we go. I really, really like it. Oh, what was the... Evil Guy says, it would be fun to play on stream and hasn't actually answered that yet. I want to know, Evil Guy. So Splatoon, rather. Sorry. Splatoon is a series that I really enjoyed. All three games. Super cool. Namus is breathing fire again. I love the mechanics, the idea. It's along the lines, too, of... what was the game I was just talking about? Where it took a concept and evolved it. It was like a popular... Well, Metroid Prime, maybe? It took this first-person shooter, right? And then now it's a third person. But it made it more like platforming. You're swimming around in ink. Honestly, it could almost be an S tier, but I'm going to put it in A tier. Because I think that it hasn't quite met its top potential. I think that it just oozes style. It's so good in so many ways. And the quality of life improvements as each game has been released have been significant. But I'm ready for the games as a service side to come into play. I love the single player stuff. Keep that. I like everything that's in. Actually, I like 3 as it is. Great. But I'm ready for them to do things with more regularity, more Splatfests type events or type things, expand that, offer challenges to work towards to keep you wanting to play during a period of time. I don't know. I think I would even consider Splatoon as a subscription service, to be honest. If things were, new locations, new stages, new modes, rotations of modes were coming along, I think all that would be cool. By the way, Gar, loving that hat, Gar. I think Splatoon 3, of course, ending the big major story arc. Maybe with the next entry, we'll get more that will keep us coming back and almost, competing with like Fortnite, Splatoon, solid A+, not quite S tier for me. Not quite. But goodness, it's close. All right. Star Fox. Star Fox so close to S. And yet, there's some recent entries that help it fall short. It feels like it needs to be that on-rails shooter. Give us the spectacle, give us the speed, give us the explosions, give us the on-rails shooting arcade experience and nothing more. And you've got a winner. But after Star Fox 64, the games kept trying to shoehorn new mechanics in and be a franchise that was experimental with new technology and new ways of interfacing. And I think it just, summed up by Moxio, has S potential, but fell short. A for me. But I love it. I love it. It's kind of, it's close. It's real close to S. And if we get a few more entries that are really solid and a return to form, great. But right now, it's like the original and Star Fox 64. If it was just those two games and that was the franchise, S. But like every other Star Fox game, it's like, yeah, this is close, but not quite. Honestly, if they just remade Star Fox, like the original Star Fox and Star Fox 64 was kind of a remake of the original. If every generation we just got a remake of Star Fox with new visuals and everything, that'd be a franchise I'd be into. Oh, Evil Guy was saying I meant Sin and Punishment on the Wii U, by the way. That would be a game that I could play, or the Wii, play that on stream. That would be a good one. Cool. Yeah. That's not a bad idea. All right. The Legendary Starfy. I love platformers. This is another cute one. Starfy's just adorable. I love swimming and I love water. I love the characters. It's just delightful. It's great. I haven't played all of them. It's not quite S in terms of my own nostalgia, or I wouldn't say there's anything that quite tips it into S scale, but it's a solid A. Legendary Starfy. If you've not played it, please take it. And yeah, Moxio Star Fox 64 remake. Let's do it. Have you played the Legendary Starfy? I'm curious to know. That would be one I would like to hear from you about. Have you played the Legendary Starfy? Unfamiliar, Moxio says. Okay, now Twitchy Berry's getting ahead. Steel Diver is S tier. Nice deep gameplay and teaches Morse code. There we go. That's some compelling arguments right there. Yeah, the Legendary Starfy. Anyone? So this is a series that started out in Japan. It was developed by TOS and published by Nintendo. It's the only franchise for which TOS owns the copyright, which they share with Nintendo. As a result, TOS, which normally does not put their company name on their games, does so in the Starfy series. Interesting. Began in 2002. Okay, so 20 years ago, on the Game Boy Advance, and for the first 7 years, they were not the games in the series were not released out of Japan. When the Legendary Starfy came out in North America in 2009, I picked it up from my DS, and I was not disappointed. Very fun game. I think it's actually the only game that came out in the US. But if there's another one that comes out, you bet your bottom dollar I'm picking it up, because this is a fun one. It's super fun. Ooh, what up, John? Hey, Arteman. I wish Starfy was a fighter in Smash instead of an assist trophy. There we go. The first 3 games were in Japan only for the GBA. The 4th game was released here for the DS. And what up, John? Just popped into the chat. Loving your little bow. Very, very nice. Very nice. One up, John. And we're gonna go ahead and actually adjust. We'll do this real quick.
You are among friends. Thank you for following Artemana.
Well, thank you so much. We just got a follow from Diane. Well, thank you. My name is Mana. I'm an E for everyone, family-friendly variety streamer with a focus on Nintendo, retro and original hardware, and indie titles. I'm celebrating my 800th stream tonight, and I'm getting tired. But we're doing a tier list of Nintendo franchises we are close to the end here. And we also have little duckies in the pond. So what's not to love about that, right? So Andrew says, "Oh, hi." And yes, One Up John, really, I would agree with you. I think that's an excellent way to put Starfy. It is Kirby underwater. It is. Honestly, that's not a bad way to put it. And Diane says, "Hello, Diane. How are you doing? What brought you to the stream? I'm curious to know. So glad that you're here." "I'm such a pretty duck," One Up John says. we gotta put that up there too. That's pretty good. So, and you're doing good. Right on, Diane. So yes, I'm gonna put Starfy in A, but I hope we see more because it's a very fun game and I could see it rise up. And if we ever get like a compilation of the first 3 released in the US, that'd be super cool. Now, Diane says, "What games do you have on the tier list?" So what we're doing is we are actually we are playing around with all of the franchises that Nintendo has made, and we'll blow this up and get a bigger look at it in a little bit. But right now we're kind of working through it. So these are all the franchises of Nintendo. And so I'm going to keep working at this. We've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 more to go. 11 more franchises. And then we're going to take a look at the full shebang, and we'll blow it up, get it nice and look. "Bro, I lost my duck," Andu says. "Oh no. Oh no, where's your duck?" I don't know where your duck went. Where's Andu? Andu? Where'd Andu go? Oh no. I don't know. Well, I'm sure Andu's in there somewhere. But yeah, so Diane, we're gonna keep on here. Steel Diver, I'm gonna put it in unfamiliar because despite the fact that I have it and I've dabbled in it, I really haven't played it that much and I don't know that much about it. So we're gonna go ahead and put it in unfamiliar and move on from there. One Up John says Steel Diver is underrated. Andu says my duck is John Cena. There you go. You don't see me. Pixel Knight says I have the returns. I have the returns from the depths. Ooh, that's exciting. What returns do you have? So we are at the 2D Super Mario games. We have 2D Super Mario. We have 3D Super Mario. We have Zelda next. This right here. How even? What do you even say about these? I mean, these are storied games. You know, Super Mario Brothers. Wow. Absolutely. You know, Andu says SS. You know, like, can we give it S plus S, triple S, quadruple S? I mean, it is, you know, 2D Mario games. You know, it's hard. I would actually choose to play Donkey Kong Country almost always over pretty much any Mario 2D platformer. And yet, if I had to choose between Donkey Kong Country as a franchise and Mario as a franchise, I would choose the bulk of the Mario games because the levels are so plentiful and so good. 2D Mario is absolutely astounding. Yeah. Moxio said, here we go. This is, see, we're going to have some arguments maybe, perhaps. I don't know. And Diana, I'm so curious how you found the stream. Please, if you don't mind, I'd love to know. So we've got Moxie. Oh, Diane just hopped in too with the nice what is that? Like magenta duck. 2D Mario S, 3D Mario SS, Zelda SSS. There you go. Not bad. We're going up and and up and up, onward to bigger and better things. Interestingly though, I've never been a fan of 3D Mario as much as 2D Mario. And I would actually put 3D Mario in A tier. A+, A+++. Maybe super close to S, but not quite in S. So that's what I'm going to say. I think the 3D Mario, Super Mario 64, great game, of course, started this whole big franchise. And of course, the Galaxy series is excellent and Odyssey is excellent. They're super good games. But I personally prefer 2D platformers, and I think that the 3D Mario games, despite being a joy to maneuver in, to beat, sometimes they feel more chore-like than the 2D ones. The 2D games, I always feel like I just want to keep going, want to keep going, want to keep going. And sometimes in the 3D games, I get bogged down in the collecting or the discovering or trying to find a star or something like that. For that reason, it drops down to A, but it's still a very high A. It's like almost S. But of course, and people know this, I say The Legend of Zelda and Mario Kart are tied for my top favorite franchises of all time. Zelda is easily S tier. It is all about the exploration. It is all about discovering, which is funny. I say I don't enjoy that as much in Mario 64, but in Zelda, I love it because you feel like you're on this epic quest, and the setting is awesome, and the characters and the environments are so engaging, and Zelda as a character leaves so much for your imagination. You feel like you are actually traversing Hyrule and trying to recapture the Triforce. Ocarina of Time is such an incredible game. It was so good, in fact, that after beating it, I promptly restarted playing it, and playing it where I walked everywhere just to enjoy the environment. I used the analog stick to the best of my ability to just walk where I would normally walk if I was actually living out this adventure in Hyrule. You wouldn't just run everywhere. In video games, sure, but in real life, you wouldn't. And I treated Ocarina of Time almost like real life. Where would I walk? I'd walk in town. I'd walk across the field. But I might run in a dungeon, and I might run around enemies, things like that. So that was a huge, huge game for me. I remember playing with Zelda 2 on the playground with other kids, pretending that we were different characters from the game. And I just... Oh, what is going on here? There's a UFO here. What? What? I don't know what just happened. But a thing just happened. A thing just happened. Oh boy. Okay, so see, we're getting some things here. We're getting some comments. I knew this was gonna happen. All right. DKC slaps, Andrew says, by the way. Pixel Knight says, I personally hold on a second. I personally would say both go in S purely based on the impact and legacy alone. I might drop Donkey Kong back into A and put... I don't know. I'm going to leave it for now. We might adjust this later, okay? We might adjust this later. So... and Andy says, wait, you dare to put Luigi's Mansion B tier? And Moxio, getting to Zelda, says, Zelda games really capture the sense of adventure. Love them. I a little, though... Splatoon 3, only A tier. Well, Splatoon, the series, A tier. A very high A tier. But I mentioned a few thoughts as to why it's not quite an S, at least at this time. It may have been an S tier, but I'm not sure. That's tough. Ooh, a little duck just came in here. Dillard. I don't know why Dillard's here. Dillard's not from any... Dillard just butted in. There you go. We have other people in the chat. I don't know why Dillard doesn't have a name, but okay. Connection errors. I mean, connection errors were not that bad in Splatoon 2. That's true. I mean, really the biggest reason for me... Well, I think one of the ducks was probably abducted and replaced with an alien imposter, Pixel Knight says. For me, I think the biggest reason and I shared this, is that Splatoon feels ripe for almost a Fortnite-like treatment with seasons and new stages and more big events to kind of keep you coming back, and quests and things that you can accomplish in the game. And we're not there. And I think Splatoon as a game service will perhaps be a thing that could come. But as it is, I feel like the franchise is fun, but I'm kind of just at that point where I'm like, all right, where is it going to evolve next? Unlike games, for example, like Star Fox, where you could give me the same thing over and over and over again, just with, updates. I think Splatoon, it needs more in each entry and maybe less entries, if you know what I mean. So that's my thought. I don't know. That's my thought. And one of John says the pool is very inviting. So, but yes. But that being said, I love Splatoon. It's still... the original Splatoon is my favorite game on the Wii U. Or my most played game on the Wii U at least. And the franchise is among my most streamed. It's a really fun game to play with friends. It's a really great game to stream, especially now, Splatoon 3. But Splatoon 3, I haven't been playing as much lately. I keep coming back to Animal Crossing New Horizons, but I'm kind of just petering out on some Splatoon 3 at the moment. And so I feel like it's just not quite there. It's like an A+. That's what I'll say. Now, we are on to the Tingle series, which almost feels like it just needs to be an F tier just to have it as a meme. That's it. Let's just move on. We won't talk anymore. I should have put the CDI games in there. But just as a meme, Tingle's an F tier. All right, that's all. I'm not going to say anything more. Wario Land series. Oh, that's going to make it to S tier. Why? I think Wario, again, I'm a big fan of 2D platformers, and Wario is an excellent example of that. Wario really was a great fresh take on the Mario series in that you have now a slower moving character, but one that is strong, that can pick up enemies. Power-ups are different. They're more close combat, and it's all about the treasure. And with Wario Land Shake It, there was really, for me, the light switch flick that I was so excited to see, and that is that Wario Land looked like the video games of the future I imagined when I was younger. When I was but a wee lad playing video games, I imagined that one day the natural evolution of the video game would be that I would be playing something that would look like my Saturday morning cartoons, where I wouldn't see pixels, but I would instead see these hand-drawn lines that were clear and crisp, and I would be playing something that was that style. But once 3D came into play, the evolution of 2D games slowed down, and the platformer, which is what I grew up with, wasn't prevalent anymore. I've shared this before, right? Look, we're getting all these new ducks. Who's Ruffles? Dillard and Ruffles. Who knows? But the thing I shared before is that the genres, I think the big genres, the kind of the eras, if you will, of video games, started with sort of your, the big cultural zeitgeist. I mean, you could almost say Pong in the beginning, right? All the Pong clones. But after that, Pac-Man. Pac-Man was where it was at. Pac-Man was when all of a sudden every game coming out was a Pac-Man clone. It was a maze muncher. And Then it was the platformer. And then it was the first-person shooter. And now it's the sort of third-person, behind-the-shoulder cinematic experience. That's what AAA games are now. And with the platformer waning and the first-person shooter waxing, I guess, it was sort of a tough time if you weren't into that genre. And I wasn't. And so then to be able to see Wario Land Shake It come out was a revelation. It was amazing. It was the game I was imagining as a younger person, and it was super cool. One Up John says, I agree that 3D models come across as cold. It's like that with Pokemon too. For some reason, they look better in pixels. I love the hand-drawn style of Wario Land Shake It. I would like Mario games that looked like that. Right there with you. Boy, I'm right there with you. Absolutely. So Wario Land gets an S for me. And also I really like the gameplay, you know, going into the temples and running out, and the game, even the Shake It mechanic and Shake It was good. So, and the Wario Land game on Virtual Boy is actually a fantastic game. So I'm all about Wario Land. S tier for me. I Little says, I looked at the viewers on the stream and there's no one named Dillard. So might just be adding random ducks when everyone is in it. Could be. But Dillard is a good name for a duck, as you say. I think you're right, though. All right. Andu says, check my DMs. I got some stuff from Andu, apparently. Oh my gosh, more memes from Andu. Oh, you goofball. All right. So, with that said, we're getting really close to the end. Let's get back here and Wario Land, or WarioWare, I mean. Not Wario Land, but WarioWare. Microgames. Oozing a sense of fun and style. Some of them maybe more clever than others. But you know what? At the end of the day, they're sort of just micro games. And some of the humor is a little crass. I mean, I know it's Wario, but it's about average, I would say. I think I haven't really, across the whole franchise, which I haven't played all of them, I haven't really found that it's more than a fun little pastime. And one could argue that that is all of video gaming. But I think that WarioWare is maybe your junk food equivalent of gaming, right? It's not the savory meal that you sit down and really partake in. And then it's not meant to be. It's your snack food. And it's kind of fun. It's kind of quirky. It's average. It does what it does. It does it well. But we leave it at that. Okay. Wave Race. What do we do this? I'm going to put it arguably in C because it is fairly generic. Okay. This came out in the N64, but here's the thing that makes me really have a hard time deciding between B and C. Wave Race was absolutely astounding from a technical perspective. The water physics and your own physics as you careen about on the waves was entirely a new concept at that point for me. I think Wave Race might hop into B for that reason. But I'm going to keep it at... Ooh, I don't know. Ooh, who just popped in now? Spike! So weird. We'll probably keep it... Oh, man. As a franchise, I'm going to keep it in C. That's what I'm going to do. I don't know that there's a lot of room for the franchise to grow. I don't know that what we're craving for right now is a very realistic jet ski game. I think we probably are at the point where it was great when it was new, but now it's so easy to accomplish the physics and the graphics and everything where it then has to rely on other aspects like style and modes and just the game feel and the race feel. And there's other things that can do it as well. So unless we get an entry that really just ups the game and tries something new and gives it that extra Nintendo polish, I think it's waned in its lifespan and is now in a C tier. All right. Wave Race is S tier, by the way, Moxio says. Whoops. All right, Io Little says, well, time to finish up Bowser. Have fun. No worries. Moxio says, I'm off to bed. Great tier list, even if it's slightly off. Have a good one, Mana and chat. Thank you so much. Moxio, thank you. Do good and be well, and I will catch you later. Bye-bye, Moxio. I love all your input. This was a lot of fun. 3 more games. One Up John says, a new Wave Race would be cool, and that is true. I'm getting tired, friends. Wii Sports. Wii Sports. Wow. Wii Sports succeeds in so many ways, being just an absolutely astounding game for the Wii, where obviously all the games after it too, and I'm going to count this as the Wii series. So kind of Wii Fit, Wii Music, Wii Sports Resort, etc. All these Wii entries were so creative and invited so many people into gaming, and it was such a family-friendly and an easily accessible game franchise that I got to put it actually in A tier. It still holds up today. The controls, though sometimes imprecise, are exceptional. So easy to just intuit. And frankly, as mini games, I think they hold up today. Are we counting Miitopia? Pixel Knight says. Maybe. We could put Miitopia in there. Sure, we'll count it as part of the Wii series. So, A rank for me is what I'm going to say. Now, we have 2 more Xenoblade Chronicle, or Xenoblade in general. I'm unfamiliar, so we're putting that down there. And that leaves us with Yoshi, the Yoshi series. Now, Yoshi is... It's one that I would love to love. It's weird to put it that way, but I would love to love Yoshi. I find that other than the art style of the original Yoshi game on the Super Nintendo, which was, of course, known as Super Mario World 2, the art style of the N64 game, Yoshi's Story, the other games lack a visual style that really is compelling for me. And though beautiful, the core mechanics are somewhat lacking for me. It feels like a sluggish platformer, one where the item management or your inventory management, your egg management is not really a fun mechanic. And it's somewhat hard to navigate and find secrets because sometimes they feel like they're obscured in ways that you really wouldn't know. And so for that reason, Yoshi, I'm going to put it as an average platformer, actually. Now, Woolly World was pretty cool. One Up John says, I loved Woolly World. Crafted World was okay, but not as good. I am a sucker for the yarn aesthetic, but I think I'm going to leave it. It's like C+. I think I'm going to leave it there. I think that's what I'm going to do. And what that means is that we have ourselves a tier list, and we're going to take a look at this. We've got ourselves a tier list, and I feel pretty decent about it. I think we're looking at it pretty accurately. I mean, I'm not looking at it skeptically just yet. But let's take a look. Here we go. This is the list. Let's take a little bit deeper dive into it, shall we? Tell me what you think. First of all, we'll get out of the way all the unfamiliars. Advance Wars, Box Boy, Golden Sun, the Mario baseball games, the Mario soccer games, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon franchise, Pokemon Stadium franchise, the Pushmo, Crashmo, etc. games, Rhythm Heaven, Steel Diver, and Xenoblade are all franchises that I'm just not really familiar with, and I can't really comment on them. Unfortunately, because they do seem like they would be pretty good games, some of them. So I may have to check them out. Now, let's take a look at our S tier. Animal Crossing is going to have to stay there. It has just captured my imagination, my interest. It keeps me coming back. I never would have expected it. But Animal Crossing is one of those games that is very approachable for me in my life now. It's a game that I enjoy diving into, even in small little dips. I still play it just about daily. And I say just about because as I've been busy the last couple weeks, there have been some days that I've missed. But even if it's just to log in really quickly, there's something that's warm and cozy about settling in with a little Animal Crossing. And if I only have a few minutes to play a game, I would rather dive into Animal Crossing than anything else. Donkey Kong. I'm going to swap Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Country. Donkey Kong Country is a game that I can come back to all the time, and I thoroughly enjoy it. Donkey Kong Country is going to be S rank as opposed to the Donkey Kong that predates it. Even though the arcade experiences are fantastic, I am more likely to fire up Donkey Kong Country than Donkey Kong. Yeah, Kirby, I feel good about. Mario Kart, 2D Mario games, Zelda, Wario Land. I think all of those are S rank as at least as I would see it. Does anyone have any thoughts or anyone disagree with that? Feel free to let me know. I think that S rank is pretty good. A rank is very close. So these are all games that I absolutely love that are really excellent. So the original Donkey Kong, Kid Icarus, Mario Paint, Metroid. I mean, these are the franchises, right? The Remix series, Labo, Pilot Wings, Splatoon, Star Fox, Starfy, 3D Mario games, and the Wii series. Yeah, I think those are all solid A's, and they could be S's, but they're held back ever so slightly. Man, I almost want to put Donkey Kong up in S rank. And if I was to put any of the games in here, if I'm going to put 3 games in here into S rank, oh, man, that's hard. There's a lot of them that are really close. One of John says Tinkle's Rosy Rupee Land is an F tier. Not really. We did it for the memes. Don't worry about that. Guy says, I'd say this is a fairly agreeable list. So that makes me feel good. I like that. Yeah, the big ones in here that I would say could very easily tip the scales would be like probably Kid Icarus, maybe Donkey Kong, maybe Splatoon 2, and 3D Mario. Yeah, those are close. The B tier, right? These are like solid games, but just like meh. 1080, snowboarding, ARMS, Brain Age, Chibi Robo, Dylan, Dr. Mario, Earthbound, Luigi's Mansion, Mario and Luigi, Mario Golf, Mario and Donkey Kong versus Donkey Kong, Metroid Prime, Paper Mario, Pikmin, Punch Out, Sin and Punishment. They're very good games. They're above average. Okay. But they're not a rank. The average, you've got Cruisin', USA. What in the world? Pecan just popped into chat. Pecan looks like a zombie. I'll show you Pecan in a little bit. So these are like average games. Like the Cruisin' series it's a solid game, but these are average. F-Zero, Fire Emblem, Mario Tennis, Nintendogs, Pokemon Rumble, WarioWare, Wave Race, Yoshi Story. These are not bad games. Don't get me wrong. Not bad games, but they're not, doing enough to go up in rank. Games that I feel are just a little above average. That just they don't do it for me. Mario Party, Picross, Pokemon Snap, Pokemon, and Smash Brothers. And then Tingle Rosie Rupee Land, honestly, I would have to put it in unfamiliar if I wasn't just being memey, because I have not actually played the Tingle series yet. But I do happen to have several of them to play at some point. So, anyways, Evil Guy says the only one I myself would move higher is Smash Brothers. And I kind of figured that. I know you're a fan of Smash Brothers, so that is to be expected and totally understandable. And a lot of this list comes down to my own personal preference, my own personal taste, my own nostalgia, and things like that. So that's why I have chosen that list. But I do hope you enjoyed us going through that. If you are interested, you can actually find this tier list pretty easily. Oops, well, I didn't mean to do that. Hold on. I did a thing. Hold on. You can find this tier list pretty easily. Let me double check here. I think it's this. I'm going to grab this. If you want to do this same tier list and make this... oh, is that it? Hold on. Oh, come on. There we go. Nintendo franchises tier list. Here we go. If you would like, I should probably tweet this out as well. So create a Nintendo franchises tier list. It's right here. I'm gonna put the thingamabob in the chat. The link. That's what they call them these days. We'll put the link in the chat. So if you want to join along and have some fun, go ahead and do this with the same thing that I made. Again, I made this particular tier list and would love for some others to use it as well. Evil Guy says, I think I would put Splatoon in A as well. I didn't enjoy Splatoon 1 as much. Yeah, I think it's A. It's not quite S. But yeah, that's the tier maker code. If you want to get into that and make your own and then tweet me your answers or take a screenshot or whatever, I would be very intrigued by that. So feel free to do that. And then just double checking a couple of things real fast. There we go. Almost done. Okay. And there we are. So yeah. But let's take a look at our ducks real quick and wrap up with this. Boom. These are our ducks sitting in the pond, sitting in the pool. It's been fun. I think that's going to do it for us. I'm getting tired. This was a long stream. 5 to 6, 7, 8, 9, 4 hours. Half of 8 as we celebrate celebrate 800 streams. Oh my gosh, I am tired. And with that, I think I'm also going to just take a peek here. Oh, we just got a little duck came in here. Hazel, aw. Let's just see. I want to give some special shout outs here. So in this stream, which I cannot believe, in this stream, we had a hype train right off the bat. So, Jam Doggy, seriously, thank you so much, Jam Doggy. Oh, wait, actually, look at this. Yeah, right off the bat, Jamdoggy gave out 5 community sub gifts and resubscribed. They've been subscribed for 38 oh no, sorry. Jamdoggy gave out a sub and then Chrono resubscribed. Chrono's been subscribed for 38 months. Jamdoggy cheered 800 bits. Moxio resubscribed. We had a hype train. Jamdoggy cheered 100 bits. We completed that hype train at level 2. And then we had Nexo Phoenix Gaming call for emote only chat. Then IO Little. We had a raid from A Far Cry. We had a follow from 9 Inch Kills. A raid from JJDB210. 800 bits from JJDB210. 100 bits from Dark Solid X. 800 bits from Evil Guy. And then a follow from Diane Surfin. And thank you, seriously, to all of you for those kind and generous donations, contributions, gifts. Seriously, I am super tired. It's been a long day, and I knew that this stream was going to be a long one, but I wanted to celebrate in style with all of you, and I think we were able to accomplish that. Sitting around in our pool, talking about Nintendo franchises. Thank you for joining me for this journey. Let's head back to the camera, shall we? Wow. Listen, if anybody is new around here and you've never been here before, again, I'm Mana. I'm an E for Everyone family-friendly variety streamer with a focus on Nintendo, retro on original hardware, and indie titles. And I would love to get to know you more in future streams. Please don't be a stranger. And I guess, what can I say? It's probably time for us to consider a raid. Let's take a quick peek here. Take a look at who's live right now. And while I do this, I want to just let you know a little bit about me. Again, I have been streaming for about almost 7 years now, 800 streams, and I caught the bug. I love streaming. I find it so fun and so rewarding, and it just makes sense for me to continue this journey. And I may change platforms as platforms come and go, but the ability to interact with you, to talk about this shared interest of video gaming and grow alongside you is absolutely the most important part for me. It is what makes this whole experience worthwhile. And I'm very excited by what the future holds. I think that at the end of the day, streaming is a lot like jazz. It's an opportunity to riff and chat and put out fires as your stream setup is always just shy of what you want it to be. And I enjoy that aspect of it. Again, it keeps me on my toes. But the sort of messiness of human connection, that's the joy, right? It's those moments when things seem like they're careening out of control and then things go just right and there's this little glimpse of just like heaven and you just go, there's connection. There's real connection with people. There's something that's good, that's true, that's beautiful. And I couldn't think of a more exciting time than now, when we can share these experiences so easily through the power of the internet. So thank you. Thank you for 800 amazing streams. And here's to our next one, 801, real soon. Good night. I think we're going to just leave it there. I don't think we're going to do a raid. I was looking through the list and nothing was quite grabbing me. So friends, find more friends, and in the meantime, do good, be well, stay safe and healthy, Catch you next time. Good night.